the thing? 11, 12, 1, 3 hours. Weak. We'll be talking for 3 hours, okay? So everything that I'm going to be, every solution that I give or any answer that I give, any example that I give is going to be coming from the Bible, the New Testament, and it's going to be Jesus Christ as an example for whatever your problem is. I'll show you. I'm here to testify that your soul as a man and woman, but woman, you're next, first man. Your soul as a man is trapped and you live in hell, right? No matter how much money you have, what you look like, and all that other stuff, okay? And I'm also here to testify that I'm free of that, and I live at peace, in peace. I live in love. I feel fearless, and everything you ever want. And I'm here to tell you that happened for me through the New Testament and Jesus Christ. And one more thing this minister has to say. I have everything every man would ever fantasize about if he ever went to hell. I have that and more given to me by the Father, okay? So I'm here to challenge any ideas that contradict or go against what I say. I'm not here with an opinion. I'm here with the truth. Big fucking difference. So I'm here to hear whatever disagreement you may have, okay? And whatever else, okay? So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Everybody welcome. We have people that are on that are ready to talk or no? That will be the minister's job all day yesterday to set up today.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
Yogi, Chris, on it. On it like a fucking pin. Head. Just kidding. Feel it coming in the air. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Okay. What's up, brother?
Is he speaking? It looks like he's speaking. It's talking.
Well, we can't hear you, bro. Men and women can ask questions here. No children. Please don't bring children. This is not for children. Feel it coming in the air. You would expect a lot more haters to show up to discredit me after all that talk they did for fucking 16, 17 years. Here I am. Here I am, baby.
Audio problem.
Okay, audio problem. We're going to move on. Oh, yeah. Take off the jewelry. Going to be here for a while. How's your watch, Cupid? Did it feel good last night? It was glowing in your hand, huh? It's like, ding, that's what it is. It's a shield.
What's up, Robert?
Okay, what do we got? Anybody else?
It looks like I don't know.
I'm very entertaining. We can just sit here. I hear their screams from everywhere.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hi, how you doing? Hello, everybody.
Okay, you're a little choppy right now. Your audio is choppy. Your audio es tu audio es tu audio es estático. Muy estático. Tu audio es muy estático. Por favor.
The
Hablar.
audio is good now.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to thank you for the wisdom you share with us online. I've known you since you have shared the male-female dynamics on YouTube channel.
I got the real word on that one. The real, true. Hold on,
yeah.
listen, Linda, listen to me, Linda, please. Okay. The real truth of man and woman, because I've studied it all, bro. Okay, is literally like exactly. Literally means exactly, and I don't say anything that's not exact, bro. It's exactly the story of Adam and Eve. If you know that the way Adam and Eve were created, what their dynamic was, if you understand how Eve and why Eve fucked up as she did, every time I curse now, it sounds different in my head. That's very interesting. Then you would know what her problem is in life, and you would know every single thing you would ever want to know about a woman. I'm telling you, I know everything about, bro. I know them better than they know themselves, bro. Okay. Then you would know everything about where you fucked up and are fucking up. And you would even know exactly what you need to do to get back to being a natural man, a son of God, so that you can walk fearlessly, no doubts, no problems, literally no problems. Problems are the devil. And you would just have the greatest life ever. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hola. Hey,
I
do
just
you
want to
believe
thank
me?
also.
Do you believe what I'm saying? Or does it sound like I'm telling you a fairy tale?
No, I believe what you say, because um, I come from Tunisia. It's a third world country. It's a Muslim country.
It's a
So
third world planet, bro. It's a third world
what,
planet. It just
what
looks, it's all ghetto. Earth is a ghetto. It just looks shiny. Okay? It's ghetto because our hearts are ghetto. So it doesn't matter what kind of houses they live in. The whole thing is a third world country, a bunch of poor, slobbering, sniveling, lying, cheating, hypocritical, nasty, slimy. Go on. You get it? The whole planet is that, including all your friends and your relatives, mom and dad, and especially the last girl you had sex with or the next girl you're going to have sex with. She's despicable. She's a despicable me. All right? She's like a little minion. It's on there. What's up? Okay, bro. I'm not letting you even say a word. Try it. Go again if you can. Try to talk.
yeah.
Try to ask a question if you can.
So I just want to say also thank you for Chris. He's staying on my ass every day to join the daily classes.
Okay.
Thanks, bro.
That was for Chris.
And I'm gonna yeah, shout out to Chris.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chris needs
I'm
Christ.
joining soon.
Shout out to Christ. I'd like to give a shout out to my big bro, Christ. Okay. Yeah.
I have
Hey,
a question about leadership.
you notice how you feel right now? How do you feel right now?
I feel happy.
Right. There may not even be a question because that's the answer. And if you want women, then we haven't even said anything, right? But you feel good, right? So she feels everything you feel, but a lot more of it, right? So whatever you feel, let's say you're nervous around her. She's 10 times more nervous around you. And if she's not more nervous than you, then she's hunting you. And she knows it. She knows that you're a weak spirit inside and that she is going to eat you alive. If you're nervous around her and she's not nervous around you, think about any jungle scene. You're the deer and that's the lion. But it looks like you're the lion and she's the deer, right? Otherwise, whatever you feel, she's feeling around you, but more of it. This is why when a guy is not comfortable with himself or he's nervous, scared, whatever the fuck he's feeling, right? Even if he's thinking about lusting for her, he wants to touch her titties or fuck her or something. Whatever he's feeling, she's also feeling from him, right? She's like a receptor. She pulls, right? Like you see how her vagina is? She takes it in. So her whole system is designed to be an effect of the environment like this. That's why she switches so fast in environments, right? You put her in a shitty environment, she's not going to keep her ethics in. She's going to go with the environment, bro. And she's going to justify it with some bullshit later, right? So a woman is everything you feel, she feels more. So if right now you feel happy, right? If right now you're around some people you knew, some girls just hanging out talking, your happiness would be your actual communication to them. It wouldn't matter what you say then. You could say, wow, I got to take a shit right now. And it would be okay, right? You wouldn't have to control your tongue, right? Because everything you say is coming from joy, right? You're in joy. You're not seeking joy. You're in love. So you're not seeking love. So everything that comes out of joy, comes out of love, comes out of peace, comes out of all the stuff that any man or woman would ever want, which would be the gift of God, right? Anything the opposite of that is not good is of the devil. And the devil is evil and God is good. And if you remember Genesis, that we're going off the Bible, if everybody remembers Genesis, Jose, is this true or not? God made this and he said it was good. Does it say that? Then God made this and it's written it was good. I want everybody to understand what that means. Okay, the word is in your heart. What that means is everything God created was good. Do you remember that? That's in there.
Yes.
So anytime you're experiencing anything bad, it's of the devil. I'll give you an example, okay? Yesterday, my eyes were burning really bad. We talked about it. All day, burning, enough for me to tell my girlfriend, Hannah, to get some glasses, right? Now, watch this, all right? What's interesting is, by the time I got home last night, I had a full-ass pink eye. Did anybody see me last night at the end of the night? Did you notice it? It was a fucking pink eye, bro. When I got in there, it was like this, right? And it was red inside, and it was puffy. And when I had to take off my contact, it was not comfortable. It was like reaching the goo and shit, right? So it's like 2:30 a.m. or something. Yeah, right around there. And all right. Naturally, I recognize that this must be some evil in my system. Because that's how I see it. Right? God didn't create the eye and say it's bad. I know what he creates is good. So if something's going here that's wrong, something is wrong, wrong is bad, wrong is evil. I go out, I do what I do, so whatever, right? Then I knew something. I knew for a fact that the Holy Spirit was going to heal my eye. I went to bed knowing that. Now here's what's really interesting. Okay, now it'll make sense more. I've been saying for the last week that at night I can't read my phone and I can't read the check at night. Even when they put the light on it, I can't see the letters and the numbers. Like it doesn't go together, okay? Which doesn't make any sense. So I've been saying that, and it's gotten to a point at night when the check comes in, I got to ask whoever's with me, what does that say? Okay, what is that? What do I, like I can't see it for some reason, even though my eyesight is good. I mean, I wear contacts, but I want you to see how it works in your life when you're with the light and you know it's just, you're taken care of. So about a week ago, I started noticing that even though I have my contacts in, I can't seem to read at night, right? Which is really interesting for me. So then I had a revelation. That night I took off my contacts and my glasses have been broken. Here it is, look, here's my glasses. I brought it just in case everything you know, the Monopoly guy. I'm walking with this in my pocket. So my glass has been broken, right? And in the middle of the night, some about a week ago or so, I have a revelation that everything can be fixed with the Spirit. And that me as a child have always wanted my eyes fixed. Right? So, all right, I have faith. So I was like, yeah, these eyes are about to be fixed. And I had that idea, right? Now let's go forward. Last night, this bullshit happened. I wake up this morning and I know something. I know that I'll be going through the day without my contacts. And if you see how bad the eyesight of this body is, it's minus 5.75, if you understand what that is. It's terrible. Right? Like basically everyone's blurry right now, just so you guys know. Okay. This is my range. But you see from there, I see from here. Now, if you take it further back, anybody wears glasses, right? So long story short, but it's a parable really of this. Then I wake up this morning and I know right away, today I'm gonna go without my contacts. I'm gonna go through my day until the end of the night. I know I'm gonna put it on somehow, okay? But then my mind, which is the devil, is telling me all kinds of shit. Like all kinds of shit. How are you gonna walk in the street like that? What if you see someone in the way? What about the lady that fucking crosswalk? What about when you walk in and make eye contact? What about when you all right, fuck you, Satan. Back off. So then I'm walking through the streets. And what happens at some point in this, like a 30-minute walk I forget that I don't have glasses because your eyes adjust, right? And so there I am just walking. And then suddenly I realize I need my glasses. And then I realize my eyes are blurry. But now check this out. Up until then, I didn't know my eyes were blurry, right? I was back in present time living, right? Then I remember my glasses. And then I realized my eyes are blurry. And then I realized the conversation I had last night about my eyesight with this random little demon stripper. The most evil one last night was the last one for the guy sitting. And she says to me, are those your real eyes? I said, yes. Do you mean these are contacts? I said, if you're asking these are contacts, these are contacts. She says, oh, do you need them? I said, yeah. She goes, what's your prescription? I said, it's minus 5.75. She goes, oh my God, you're blind. I said, yeah, pretty much. And then we have this conversation. And I tell her last night, a man of faith should be able to walk blind to the streets, right? So today, as my eyesight shifts and I realize that I haven't had my glasses, I recall that conversation. And then I ease into it, right? And now, why am I telling you this? Oh, yeah. The pink eye is gone, just so you know. I can wear my contacts now. I'm fine. So it's finished with no ointment, no bullshit. Now, I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. I'm just telling you what happens for me, right? And now the pink eye is gone. I get to live today in faith without using these eyeballs. Great. I get to get the new glasses because now these have been broken for about 2 months, right? And I didn't want to move on it. But this morning we got, so everything worked out exactly the way it should, right? And when you know that you're with God, then what looks like is a mistake, you know he doesn't make a mistake. You know that this is an opportunity or this is something for you that you need to face in your life that you haven't faced before using the Spirit. And you're going to have to go through your entire life making all the same living choices and quotes without your ego. And testing your faith and testing whether this is real or not. If you've known Arash Bazar for as long as you say you have, which seemed like a while, then you would know this person's desire, nice word, to prove the desire means to bring down from the throne, okay? That's why your desires bring you down. This person's desire, literally, to prove that he's not crazy, that he's not hallucinating, that all that shit, right? So anyways, that's all I have to say about that. What do you guys say about that? Back to you. Hey, you there? He's all asleep, snoring. Okay, back to my question. Hola. Whoa. Okay. So you got, now you're upside down.
Sorry, I lost connection when I went underground.
Yeah. Are you stuck on the wall sideways right now or what? Why are you sideways?
I don't know.
Walking on the wall. No, that's okay. So you heard all that, right? Did you have the ears to hear what the Spirit had to say? Okay. Okay, let's move on. We're gonna move on until you have better connection, bro. Next.
Hey, Rome.
But that was good, right? Everybody has to hear that.
Rome, if you're ready, unmute camera.
That was good. Okay, little bitch. Yeah, they can't even move.
Alright.
Hey!
Hey,
What's
what's up?
up?
It's been a while, man. I've been following you for a while, man.
Hold on, brother. Let's do screen, middle double screen here real quick.
Yeah, don't mind the bus. I'm at work. Man.
We are. Oh man, I'm tempted to reach for that little fucking glass to see you, but that's all right. What's going on?
Yeah, I had a question, probably a few questions, but to start off, I'm wondering, do you actually believe that the characters in the Bible walk this earth? Like, do you really believe
Brother,
that they
it's too
exist?
much bass. It's too much bass in your voice. Maybe it's your headphones. I could
All right,
hear you, but I can't understand you.
let me pick these headphones.
Yeah. This man is truly seeking.
What's the
So it
Oh,
brings out a
shit.
different side this time.
Oh,
Yeah.
1 second. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, way better. Okay, what's going on? Now loud
Can
and
you hear me
clear.
now?
Loud and clear, like a black woman. Loud and clear. Yeah.
All right. Did you hear the question that I asked?
No, brother, I did not. Go ahead.
I was wondering, do you believe that the characters in the Bible actually existed, like walk the earth?
Okay, yeah, that's so interesting because I'm really starting to. Let me tell you what I do know, and I won't speak about what I don't know because that would be stupid, right? Here's what I do know. Here's what I do know. That when in my own reality, like the way I live, I live as if every word in that book is true. Now, since I took that on as a truth, I have everything that Jesus says you would have if you found the kingdom, right? So I don't have any proof. Now, if I was going to sit there and talk to a scientist about it who wanted to disprove me, I can guarantee you I have the tongue to whoop his ass. But I don't think that's necessary between you and I, okay? What I can tell you is this, brother. 100% I'll testify that in my world, in the way I view it, yes, everything it says is true, right? I can't prove that, but I don't need proof. I need evidence. And my evidence is two, I can tell you. One, there was people, when you understand the New Testament, these are the people around him that were talking about him, and they were all very consistent. Now, sure, they could all be liars and it could be a whole scam. I understand that, right? I've thought that many times in my life, right? That could be true. When I thought that, I didn't have the peace I have, okay? And I would read it and go, yeah, that's true, and I could use that. You know how people do that shit, right? But at some point, however it happened, I honestly don't know how it happened, right? I just knew it was true, okay? For me, it was true.
Okay.
And I saw that there is truly a good and an evil. That was like a big realization. And that anything even slightly off of good is evil. I wouldn't want my child to have one cancer cell available to activate. You get what I'm saying? I don't want any of it to get in there. Okay, good. And as you see how the world is set up, it's an illusion. It doesn't look like this at all. It's like the Matrix, right? This is not what it looks like. It's right in front of your eyes, but it's being misinterpreted by the storyline of you're a human being, and a human being acts like this. That's a story, okay?
Right.
So God, and that's not necessary. God in the Bible takes flesh, becomes man in Jesus, okay?
Okay.
And he says, look, let me show you how to act as spirit in flesh, right? Because that's what he did. He stayed in the whole time. He never retaliated against the physical, right? Never defended himself even when he could. He has all the power in the world, right? He's doing all, for me, this is real, right? So it's not what he was here for, right? He was here to demonstrate to all of his followers, right? And that's clear that it was to his followers. Let those who have the ears to hear it. So it's very clear that it's for people that are his followers. He came to show them what it would be like if God took flesh and lived in hell. To show them that the only way they could escape all the games Satan has created is to just respond the way Jesus responded. That's why they say Jesus is the way. Because I follow a lot of high-level prophets, you know, the Buddhas and all of them, right? Not okay, all of them, all the ones that you and I would want to fucking know as a man to find out if they knew the truth. I went there my whole life, okay? And they all, the levels they got me, and there's no doubt that Rosh Nibazar had some kind of something, right? It was when I followed exactly what Jesus said, without any intention of mine, by the way, which is another testament to this whole thing. Like, I keep saying I would be the last guy that would choose Jesus as the guy to come speak for. I could do way better with the Buddha, and well, I can't. I'm doing the best that I am. But I'm saying in my own planning and my own studies, the Bible was next to the Quran the least. But I grew up with the Quran, so I would even know more about that, just my own personal experience growing up in it, right? Okay. So this would be the last one that I would pick as the teacher of teachers, master of masters, Lord of lords, King of kings. But I do recognize him as that, because Rosh Nibazar has always been the #1 student of Batata, Ernie Reyes, Mystery, Manu. Manu said his best student was Ernie Reyes Jr. So, but he said Rosh Nibazar was his best friend, and I'll take that over that. Okay, so that was my teacher. Exactly. So in my own living of dealing with the world as I used to, it's been testified that I'm the greatest student they had, because I then followed the teacher. I did what Mystery said. I got the results of Mystery method. I did what Batata said. I got the first black belt. I did what Ernie Reyes said. So I became the guy under him who taught all of the teachers. I did all of what they said, right? So in the same spirit, suddenly I do what Jesus said. And immediately I have peace. Immediately I see where I'm wrong. And more than that, immediately I recognize a clear distinction. This is the most important thing, between right and wrong. And the moment I knew that, I'm done. Now I'm a righteous man. If I make a mistake, the Lord will correct me. It's called karma. And for a man like this, it's instantaneous. It's instant, because you can measure your own light. And when it dips, when you alter one word because you're a coward, even if you're trying to save your brother's feelings, you're a coward. You should tell him the truth, but not in painful words.
Right.
You know, the girls that I meet and date, if they're dancing and they're strippers, and I meet a lot of them, these guys will testify. I tell them, you're a whore and a slut. This is terrible. This is filthy. And I have that conversation, and it doesn't go wrong at all. It goes very right, because it's righteous. Now, if you have evil in your heart because you've justified any departure from righteousness, or as L. Ron Hubbard, another man with the light who had the gift of science, he came here so that he could scientifically prove everything Jesus said. That's what I know about him. And if any scientist sat in front of him, he had all the fucking measurements of everything. Everything. He measured everything, man. He was an engineer from God. So
you talk about L. Ron Hubbard, right?
Yeah, exactly. So any he said, then I'm going to go to this. He said, any departure from rationality, which is pure reason, righteousness, any departure from rationality is an aberration. Aberration means when light is supposed to go from here to here, it goes boom. He said, any departure. Now, I know this, and these words fit me better because I'm a religious man, not a scientific man. And to a religious man, you would say, any movement off the righteous path, and he calls that the straight and narrow, so I understand why that is. Any movement, you're going to suffer. But when you're cleaned your system so much, you don't clean it. The Holy Spirit cleans it, okay? By just going through it, then you have the Holy Spirit. It's a thing. It's a spirit. During Jesus' time, spirits were a thing. I don't know why people don't look. The people that talk about demons and spirits are the evil demons in the Catholic Church, and everyone knows that shit. Those people are Satan themselves, straight up. The rituals, I mean, it's just fuck. Everyone knows they're the devil, without a doubt. Child molesting devils, okay, without a doubt. No one looks at the Pope and says that's Jesus. Everyone goes, that's the devil. Without everyone, he fucking looks like the devil, right? You shouldn't look like that. You shouldn't look and walk like that as a man of God. I should see your glow.
All
And
passengers using
definitely don't sit in a.
must
If you have
show
to
their
sit,
fare authorization
if you
ID
have to
to
sit
the
in a,
operator. Your cooperation is appreciated.
if you have to sit in a bulletproof glass to go through your own followers, you definitely don't know God. What? Fuck,
Right.
right?
Right.
So outside of that, all other I've been watching online, I don't know, that's my interaction with the world is through the YouTube of it, right?
Mhm.
All the other ones, when they use the word spirit, Holy Spirit, and demon, they're missing the point. Now, those fucking Catholics know a demon is a demon and a spirit is a spirit. Because they're actually the ones that have altered the language so that to keep cursing the world, right? So during Jesus' time, a demon is a demon, a spirit is a spirit. And when you read the Bible, he went around rebuking demons, taking them out of people, teaching his disciples how to do it. Why is that missed in this fucking thing? He was dealing, as he was walking through, he was doing stuff, and many times he's dealing with demons and showing how to deal with them. Okay? Well, if it's real and the words are real for me, now here we are. You're walking a righteous path. You know what's right and wrong. Okay? The moment you make a cowardly decision, boom, it means now you don't have faith anymore. You shouldn't have to alter what God created for you to be safe. You're a coward as a man. You're a bitch or a woman, right?
I agree.
You know, I know you know. I know you know.
I agree.
I'm putting words on what your heart knows. That's what I'm trying to show you. So the point is, if these characters were real, for one experiment, which is the wrong words for this, all of these words are incorrect, okay? But to communicate it, as an experiment, if today, for just 1 hour, even one moment, you said, this is true, something's gonna happen. And that's why it looks like a fantasy. That's why they make movies like Narnia and they make all kinds of horror movies about demons and devils, right? And it's a brainwashing. You know what I mean? That motherfucker is hiding inside. And it comes in the form of thoughts and emotions. And it's in the Bible. I don't screenshot, but I'm always watching it on TV or something. And it's like, yes, he actually said that demon will give you spirit and emotions. You gotta get this shit. So if you ask me, are those characters real? My evidence, which science uses, science cannot prove anything. They have evidence for things. My evidence is my own life and the lives of these men and the world of miracles that I live in every day, right? That's my evidence that they're real. But I don't know because I wasn't there. And just like you, I'm reading the book. But in there, it says the word is in your heart, right? So this is very real to me. I live my life as if every word is true. And my life continues to give me fruits that are so much that I can't even begin to tell you how incredible it feels to be here. Isn't that nice?
I feel you. I feel you.
This is what you want. This is what you want.
Can I just get your opinion on something?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so like me growing up, I grew up with like a Christian grandmother and everything, and I wasn't like the biggest follower, but I really believe that, Jesus died for our sins and all that, like I really believed it in my heart and all that. As I grew older, I like kind of got out of that, got more into the mind and the self, and I've been sticking with that since. And like now I could be wrong, and also I've had things happen to me that people would consider miracles or whatever after I stopped believing or whatnot. But like I wonder what you think about me having the perception that my life been better since I stopped believing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I don't believe you. That's the thing. I don't believe that your life is better because I would have. I think that you can measure things like maybe money or girlfriends or who knows what.
Okay.
But the kingdom of heaven is within, and I'm not saying you're lying to me. I'm just saying at the moment, myself and the other men here, because I see them nodding behind the camera, they're not. We as men are not yet convinced that it's been a better life since you've been doing that. Are you convinced that you're now have what you want in life after doing that? Are you okay?
I wouldn't say have what I want. I would say emotionally more stable and like more happier without the physical things. You know, like when I was a believer, I probably counted on physical things more to make me happier.
Right.
Now it's just like I appreciate and accept everything, you know, and the things that makes me angry or emotional, I kind of tend to just let go. You know, I'm Aquarius like you, so you know, we literally like probably like the same person. But I tend to like let go when I shouldn't hold on to it. Like when I know it's too emotional for me and it'll take me to a place I don't want to go, I just stop caring about it. You know, like I just let it go.
Right. Yeah, I have no doubt that you know what the right way is. I have no doubt the light has been in you and it's being distracted by those other things, right? So you have enough
Right.
light to continue to be on the path and know it, and that's why you're here. You see, the reality is that if all that was working, you wouldn't be there. You would be also speaking somewhere about the peace and love and that you found, right? And because personally, I just don't have any questions that anybody could answer. I mean, technical questions for sure, like where's the plug or whatever. How do you turn on the car or something? But there's no questions internally about life when you understand what God is and what truth is, right? There's one God,
Right.
one truth, and that is going to make a lot, because right now you have, okay, listen, last night with the top ministers, we were watching something on YouTube, and it's the author of Narnia. You know the show Narnia, the books.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
So
it.
his name is C.S. Lewis, okay, and online you can find the letters that C.S. Lewis wrote to his friend. Letters he wrote to his friend.
Okay.
And you see how evil he is. You look at, I mean, we're talking literally these words from him to his friend, our father below, humans, demons. This is the fucking guy that wrote Narnia for kids, right? And he's
Okay.
written like 7 books on the gospel and what it means and Revelation. He's
Okay.
a pure evil demon. You can read his letter yourself online and see what you think, okay? So now check this out. One of the things he was saying to his little minion under him, he's the real despicable me. He was saying to him, his words, what you want to do to these humans is give them confusion by having them seek knowledge everywhere, his words, so that they don't look for the truth. Everything you see is in there, right? And then you have to confront it. Why would a guy who writes these children's stuff, and he's one of the greatest authors that ever lived, who found God, right? He's brought up as a God man. Why is he writing a letter to his friend, speaking demon language, referring to humans in third person, referring to his father below, talking about taking their souls downstairs forever, talking about the good people being bad? Like, what the fuck? Is this a fantasy? Okay, it's
Right.
not a fantasy, right? So all that knowledge, and that's why knowledge is evil, will cut you off from the Father, which we're created from, and give you all the knowledge of the tree. And there's a reason why he said to Adam, everything is yours except those trees. Don't eat that fucking tree, right? Well, if you're a father, you would know, you would give your son, who came from you, every pure, true advice, of course. So the advice was just simple. Do not eat from the fruit of knowledge. Now, ready? We're in Satan's world. Knowledge is power. How much do you know about that? Here's his degree. Have you ever spoken to anybody who has a degree on any subject and realized that you got more confused after you spoke to them? Has this happened to you? Go talk to a lawyer about law and justice, right? Go talk to a fucking doctor about a pimple, right? And it's just like, what the fuck are you saying? And then they end up with the same cream that you would have got at the fucking store anyways. And then they say to you, go put it on. If it doesn't get better in 3 days, come back and we'll see what the fuck it is. Motherfucker, I'm here to find out what the fuck it is right now. All right?
Right. Right.
Because it happened to myself and it happened to my girlfriend. My girlfriend almost died one time. She had staph infection. She went in there. She went in there like 3 or 4 times. I was in jiu-jitsu. I had staph before. I'm like, that's staph. Go back and tell the fucking dermatologist, the one who studied skin for fucking 15 years.
Right.
Tell her it's staph. Comes back. She says it could be fleas from the dogs. All right. Suddenly, her eyes are shut. Her body is covered like a leper, literally. And the only spot on her face is the tip of her nose that's not covered in some kind of sore. This is Electra, if you know what she looks like.
Yeah, beautiful.
She's laying in bed, dying. She's online. She'll testify to this. She's laying in bed, dying. I wake up in the morning. I look at her. She's like, I can't move. I can't open my eyes. I have no energy. I look at her, and I know she's dying at this point. Staph hit her entire system, where I remember kissing the tip of her nose because that was the only place there was no sore on her body. She looks like an angel right now. No, by the way, you should know, staph infection scars the body. You should know that. And I want you to know, the only spot on her was this. When she would go out, Electra would wear big glasses, wear one of those hijabs like this, literally like Muslims, go full sleeve. And sometimes when she was shopping, somebody would see her arm. She looked like a leper, bro. Okay? She looked like her flesh was being eaten by staph. Ambu. Fuck are you? So anyways, that moment is key. Because I looked at her and I said, listen, if you're going to heal, it's going to be you and I. Now, I don't know why I'm saying these words. Well, this is so many years ago. It was like 15 years ago. And I said, this is going to heal now, and you're going to have to listen to me. Okay? And I don't even know what the fuck I said to her, to be honest. I do know within 1 week, everything was gone, and you would never know she had staph, right? And so, okay, why I'm telling you that is if you want to get really confused, go find a person who studied the subject you're interested in and go ask them about it. You're going to come back with 1 trillion more questions and no answer. Not one answer that fits. You understand? That's the trick. Now, you know a lot, so you could go bullshit about it with another bullshitter. 2 bullshitters, they're not saying shit. Because when the truth hits, it hits like this. Everybody.
Yeah, you good, Mr. James?
Okay?
Yeah, I'm listening, Ross. My bad.
No, that's it. I mean, that was what I had to say. What do you think about that?
That sounds pretty accurate. I would say, I honestly like, I don't know, man. I'm so deep into
Shit.
like my ways. I'm so deep
into shit is the right words, because I'm going to tell you something. Hold on. Do you see how long it's taken for you to answer? Let me rewind for you, and I want you to hear this. Ready? Just hear what happened. I go, what do you think about this? Here's you. It's pretty accurate. What I would say, bro. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, but I'm saying all that lag before you spoke is all that information you have to go through your head just to get out a pure answer. You are deep in shit, far down in shit. And the problem is you think you're okay, and you're not okay. You're suffering like everybody else, bro. You know who's next? Drake.
Right.
Drake is going down like the little bitch that he is. Next. You'll see it next. They're saving Jay-Z for last. You can tell the level of the demon by the success they have and the show off they do. A man of God doesn't show off. A demon shows off.
Right.
You understand? A demon gets up and be a star because he never looked up at the sky to know what that word means. He's a starburst candy bar. He's a wax artificial flavoring. And the next one after him is a strawberry flavor. Then the next one after him is a yellow flavor. And some people like the strawberry fucking wrapper. Some people like the yellow wrapper. Some people like the fucking green ones, and they hate the purple ones or whatever the fuck it is. That's the world of the artist right now, the celebrity. There is no star but the one up in the sky. And that's the end of any star there ever was. It never describes man. Their words are wrong, and that's why you're suffering, bro. And you have the light. That's why you're here. For you, the next step is stop thinking, because it's got you nowhere. It's got you nowhere. You know, as a man, you don't have a woman under you. And when I say that, that's a commandment of God in the book. Why do men fail with women when they work so hard with Satan to get her? And why is it when they get her, but he gets them? Their soul is downstairs after that. Every woman of God should have everything any man ever wants. End of story. Don't tell me about your God or your knowledge unless you could sit in front of me in a better condition. I used to say in the old life, don't ask a poor man how to make money. Don't ask a fat man how to lose weight. Don't ask a person without relationships how to be in a relationship. Now I'm telling you this. Don't believe a man without peace and love, strength and courage. Those words, strength and courage, they're small, but they have to be communicated, okay? Because once one has peace, one has love, one has truth, all those words are below that. They're for people who don't have peace. They have courage, right? But they don't have love, they have to have courage. When you have love, you act out of love. And everybody knows people that love, they have courage. They'll stand up for a flag. They'll give their body for a flag.
Right.
When they're righteous, they'll do that. Now, when Satan tells them this, you are a patriot, stand up for that flag, that person's evil. Go. That is still Satan's game. No man of God pickets like this. Hides his face. Who hides his face? Who goes out and asks, Black Lives Matter, that Antifa, that devil, why are you hiding your face, you faggot?
Right.
Right? Man of God, you want goodness? Walk in the fucking street. Hey, why are you putting things to flame and fire around you? You trying to create hell, the hell they're in. Racist motherfuckers. It's not all right.
Arash, I got last thing, Arash, and I'm gonna let you get on to. I know other people got questions.
Right on.
So this was my whole thing about like heaven, hell, now maybe I'm thinking too much about this, but I'm thinking like, okay, if I die and I'm supposed to be experiencing heaven or hell, like, am I conscious to, like, do I know that's me in heaven or hell, or am I, if that's the case, am I alive because I know that's me? You know what I mean, Ross? You know.
Exactly. Let's start with what we know. Let's not go where we don't know, because what we don't know, we don't know. We don't want the tree of knowledge. It's either revealed or it isn't to us, right? If we're supposed to know it. So let's go with what we know right now. Okay. What's already revealed to us is this. Let's say outside of yourself, for a second, you and I are going to sit next to Jesus, and we're going to look. You're not in this mix right now. You're going to look at every man you know, every man and every woman you know. So Jesus, big bro, says, bro, look down at everyone you know right now. You don't have to think about it. Just look down. So you look at them, right? And then he says to you, is that man, if the kingdom of heaven is within, because he's very clear, it's within, he says. Because if it was without, someone could stand in front of it and say, you can't get in, right? Here's a bigger tank or a bigger monster or a bigger God or a bigger barrier. I don't fucking know. But if it's in here, try to stop me. Okay, I'm in it. And you go, is heaven real? Is hell real? So Jesus says to you, look, look at your fellow man, right? Look in his heart and look at his experience when he goes home at night, that guy. Watch how he wakes up, read his thoughts in his heart. Watch how he talks to his girl and what he's really thinking, right? And he takes the guy through his day, about his work, his day. And he asks you, he says, is that man in hell or in heaven if the kingdom of heaven is within? Take a look at your own people. I don't know, you know. Would you say that they're in heaven or in hell if the kingdom of heaven is within? Look within them. What would you say?
For them, hell. For me, I'm at peace. Honestly, I got a lot going on in my life, and I still find peace. You know, I'm like at a different mode. I feel now, maybe I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm at a higher emotional level than most people I know. You know what I mean?
That's right. You are at a higher emotional level, and that's not good at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're a man. Jesus was not at a higher emotional level. He was in peace. In peace, emotions aren't the same anymore at all.
That's what I kind of mean. Like I don't react like most people. Well, I won't say like most people. I don't react like how I used to. You know, like certain words and certain things people used to
What about
get
your
deep.
heart? What about your hearts? Don't worry about how you change words.
My
Clean
heart
the
is
inside, not the outside, he said. Both. So I know your outside is clean because it's refined. What about your heart? Are you ready? Okay, remember how you were sitting next to Jesus? And back to it. Now I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna ask you some questions. Okay. So now you're with your family, and I'm gonna do an interview on you. And I want to ask you, but you got to be honest and true. And you don't have to answer anything. You could just be like, yeah, I don't answer. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Are you lustful towards women? Do you look at them and sex is what you want from them more than anything else? Be honest now.
more than anything else. I would say I
Yes.
want love more than
When you talk to her, if you're going to keep talking to her, it would have to equal to sex for this to be a successful interaction. And if it doesn't, then it's not worth anything. It's time to move on. And if we move on and I do get sex, now I have to keep getting sex from her and her to nobody else. And now, okay, let's not happen. Now she's my girl. Now I got to take care of her. And I got to make sure, okay, this can keep going. This numbers will go on forever, right? Do you have any of those thoughts or feelings?
Yeah, for sure. I won't be with a girl if I'm not having sex with her. That's for sure.
Right. So when you are around a woman, do you notice how your thoughts and emotions give you strategies to get her into bed so you could fuck her? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, you taught me that. Yeah.
I taught you that. Great. So now, that's funny, right? now that you know, you have that burning lust feeling. And if I went to a strip club with you, because we go a lot when you come to Vegas, we go there. If you and I went to a strip club and a stripper with a nice ass, a white chick with a big old booty, motherfucking big old fucking ass. She sits down in a little thong and her ass is like, toilet seats all over you like this, right? And she's got these perfect titties. And she turns to you, and she smells good. She rubs your hand like this, right? And she grinds on your dick a few times like this, right? Okay. Can you see what would happen to you at that moment?
Yeah, I'm going, yeah.
All right. So guess what? That doesn't happen to me. And that's hell that you're in. So if I sit next to Jesus, and I do, and I look, I go, bro, that guy is in hell right now because he's going unconscious around her. Because when her flesh touches him, he is so lusting for it that he'll go get a career to get her. He'll get a nice watch and a car. And every time he speaks to her, bro, I think every time he speaks to her, he wants to trick her into fucking him. And bro, I know if I had a daughter, that man would be the devil to my daughter. Because if he goes through all that just to fuck her, right, then I definitely don't want him around. Would you agree, bro, Jesus, the top G? And he would say, yeah, I mean, that's righteous. And I say, what should happen to him? And he would say, well, have him burn in his hell. That's a conversation we're having behind your back, but in front of you with Jesus. Are we wrong or are we right in our estimation?
You're right.
Oh, damn. All right. So now comes the reality of what the devil's done to you. You are under the delusion that out of all your friends and that family, you are in peace. But your heart is filled with that fire. And that fire burns and it lusts and it makes you want to masturbate and it makes you look at Instagram that you shouldn't look at. And it makes you, when you're around your guy friends, if they have a fine friend, you have to maneuver in a way either to not betray them or betray your lust, but your lust is always going to win, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be burning in it. So that now is going to be an artificial interaction around your friends. And if by chance, God knows, you're in the fucking house and she happens to walk out of the room and it's your friend's girl and she's in underwear and bra because she hates him and she hates you and she hates God. She walks out and she goes, oh my God, I didn't know you're here, right? You might be like, oh, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. If you let her go and she goes downstairs, you're going to be like, damn, I need to follow her. Suddenly you might find yourself in the kitchen looking for something in the fridge. But if she ain't in the kitchen, you might find yourself in the backyard getting a tan because she was outside on the phone. She could be in the motherfucking garage and suddenly your car is turning on. And you know, and I know this is true. Now that's your friend's chick. Later on, nothing happens. Your friend comes home and you look at him and you feel like you got to be either extra nice to him or you look at him and you go, why does that piece of shit fuck that chick when I'm so much better than him? Evil is already in you. But now you have to what? Use maneuvers, just like any chick, to not, because you know that ain't right. So your communication with him is going to be artificial now. It's just going to be like, bro, it's good to see you. You want to do something? Hey, by the way, your chick came out. You're trying to confess, but you're not confessing your heart. You're confessing an action. It ain't that. Your chick came out. Oh, he feels it. Oh, she came out? Oh, it's all good, bro. You know what I mean? Did she say anything to you? No, she went downstairs. You know, I think she was in the backyard or some shit. Oh, okay. You all know what's happening. That bitch also knows what she did. So now look, evil has started and your lives are now, you're about to lose your friend. He's going to lose his chick. You're going to get the girl at some point. If she did that, she's going to fuck you at some point. If she does that, she's going to fuck you at some point, or she's going to hit you up at some point. You get that? We've all played. This is the story of Satan. There's a whole other story. There's a whole other story. If we're here, I'm going to speak for myself. A chick walks out in underwear, and I look at her. I am going to look at her.
Right.
But I'm going to see the devil that she is. And then, oh, hi, she says. I go, what's up? She knows I'm discerning her bullshit. Oh, I didn't know you're here. I'm sorry. I'm going to run back in the room and change. All right, you do that. Guess what happens next? Hey, bro. No, I'm showing you. I would call. Hey, bro.
Okay.
Your chick just walked out in underwear and spoke to me. Yeah, right now. She's in the room. Yep. She's also evil. Later. Here we are. I'm all right now. I'm righteous. I'm good. Okay? If my friend wants to come and bitch at me over anything, we already know he's possessed by her. What's she going to say about me? That I was looking at her? Damn right, bitch, I was looking at you.
Right.
Right? But not with lustful eyes. I was looking at the evil that you are. Fuck your pussy, bitch. Fuck your pussy, bitch. Not the way you want. Just fuck your pussy, bitch. That way. Okay? You get what I'm saying? Isn't that a nice grip to sit in as a man versus that other shit as a bitch?
Yeah. I would say
for
that.
real. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
yeah.
Of course I be wanting to have sex with the women, but I would think that I'm looking for love more than just sex, you know?
Okay, then what's love? All right, cool. Then since you're looking for it, you got to define it. So when you see it, you know it. What is love? I agree with you. I agree with you, by the way. But what is love? What is it that you're looking for called love? What does it look like or sound like or feel like or is? What can you tell me about that?
To me, love is caring, being there, doing something. It's a feeling. It's a feeling that you're going to be there for somebody no matter what. That's the best way I can sum it up. A feeling of being for someone no matter what.
And have you ever experienced that before?
I've experienced it with my children. I feel
That's right.
to
You
the
did
most.
with your
I'm saying it like that because I know sometimes they can get like, "Daddy, you mean?" You know. So it's
yeah,
like, of course.
but your love for them doesn't change, right?
Oh no, for sure.
Right. So outside of your children, which is exact order of God, you're right. You're a man. You have pure love of God. So no man ever left his children. You're proof.
Right.
So many men don't have fathers because the father ran away from the mother, not from the child. You know how it is. You just testified. I felt love for my children, even though they say, "Dad, you're mean" or whatever. I know
Right.
your heart. You love your children. You would die for them any second. That's true love, right? And
Right.
no matter what your children did outside, you would still try to protect them. Am I right?
Correct. That's true love.
100%, right? And no matter what they did, you could never say these words, "I hate my child," correct?
Correct.
And if your child betrayed you, went against your rules, even testified with you in front of you in court and put you in jail, you would go away brokenhearted, wanting to talk to your son again, right?
Correct. I would
You
still
wouldn't
be
be like,
there.
"Oh, fuck him." You know what he did?
Nope.
That's a
I
girl.
would.
That's a mother.
I would still
You,
be there.
okay. So you know what love is, my man, for sure. Okay,
Right.
that's why you're here. Now, ready? But you're not seeking that with your child because we're talking about love of a woman right now. So what I'm asking you is, have you felt that love either for a woman or from a woman so far in your life?
I felt it for a woman, never
Beautiful.
never from a woman.
Okay, and now when you guys broke up, I assume you broke up, right? Because I
Correct.
felt it. Right,
15
right,
times. Correct.
right. And how do you feel about her now?
I would still be there for her if she needed me. I would hope that her ways would be changed for us to be back together. But of course, if she needed me, I would be there. But I'm not like going out my way to try to make her
Of
fall
course
in love
not.
with me.
But do you love her still the way you loved her?
Correct. Correct.
So you have love for her. You see that?
Correct.
Where is she at?
Don't know.
Exactly. And the reason why she couldn't get that love from you, because you have it. That's it. You have that love for her for sure, bro. Okay. And you have it for your children. And you're made of love. Now, ready? In your interactions with her, she was never able to experience that because inside of you, you had certain lusts that you've already admitted to that she could feel from you. And lust is not love at all. Okay? Sex is a natural phenomenon between man and woman. And if you want to observe it in its purest form, when God's command to all creatures is simple. At some point, the woman will ovulate in a way where she will become sexual without you doing anything. Every animal and insect and fish knows this shit. They're not going around dating, trying to fuck each other to get love from each other, right? When it's time to have sex, the woman will begin to change inside and seek sex. That's God. She can't even help it if she tried. Okay? If she couldn't help it if she tried to stop it. At some point, when she's around you like that, in nature, she gives off pheromones. We know humans give off pheromones, for sure. How can we smell it with all the colognes around us? Well, fuck, don't even worry about that right now. But you also will smell her pheromones when she wants you. Now, sex happens during that time.
Okay.
Any time that you have sex because you want sex, that's rape in nature. And animals do rape, just so you know. Okay? Rape is a crime. Anytime you sought sex, and if she was not the one who was in jungle, red rump, walking in front of you, showing her ass, right? Anytime a man did that, he committed rape because it wasn't natural, right? So you see, it gets deep, man, right? The more you got to look and go, wait, why am I suffering on this subject? There must be some sort of disorder, which is the devil in the subject. Where did I read that a health man, are you ready for this? Listen to this shit. Tell me if you've ever heard anything like this, everybody, okay? Have you ever come across ideas like this, either in the media or reading it or Instagram, anywhere? Ready? A healthy relationship has sex at least once or twice a week. Have you ever come across that?
Yes.
Yes, we all have.
Yeah.
Ready? Have you ever come across this? When a man has sex 4 times a week, he's healthier. And when a woman has have you heard that this amount of sex equals a healthy relationship? Have you heard that?
Yes.
Would you like to analyze that and ask this question? Who were the people that were measured for this? Did they tell them, how many times a week are you having sex together now? We're going to be doing an experiment. This week, you're going to have twice sex, okay? Did they come back and say, is your relationship better? And they were like, yes, we're not fighting anymore. We're healthier. How do we get a measurement? And who tells us how many times a day we're supposed to have sex? Have you ever heard this? You should eat 3 meals a day. Start with this, end with that. Don't eat after this time. Don't eat after that time. How do you know? What are you measuring? Are you measuring my muscles or my state of being as a spiritual being? Which one are we doing here? We have so much ideas about when she's supposed to have sex with us, when she's not, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to handle her last minute resistances to sex. That's all a plan of the devil. If you just are around a woman and you're righteous as a man, she will become sexual at the right time. When she does, if you have lust in you, she'll still go there, but she'll lose respect for you. And a woman doesn't love a man because she doesn't know God. That's why you never felt love from her, but you gave her love. That's a fact. That's Adam and Eve, okay? She on earth is not capable as a container to contain love yet, because she's never received it. Her father didn't do it, that's for sure. Otherwise, she wouldn't be the whore she is. So
For sure.
no man who has real love has demonstrated to her that outside of her physical whatever, that there's a soul and that he loves that, not the body. When this is you, because this is you, you've been saying all this, you just have a lot of information. When this is you, she will be given to you by the Father. And you will never, ever wonder whether you should text her or not, invite her over, how to get her in bed, how to take off her clothes. She is designed to do all of those things for you. Why God would create his son, Adam, out of his own beingness, then say, you know what, bro? I gave you everything. Here's our world. This is not Satan's world. This is my playground. I go out tonight, that I'm going to play with all his little girls and eat all his fucking food because it's not his. It's not his. He's not the creator of it. He's given a storyline that I have to chase the money, chase the bitch. That's fine. That's good food. Fuck you, and fuck you again. Guess what? I don't buy it. It wasn't made by him. I'm abundant and I live it and I am it. Now, when you go out and you're in this peace, in this joy, in this love, whatever this is, the kingdom, when you're in the kingdom, you carry the light. Now, you never, ever have to go get a girl. You will be given the right girl. And if your eyes are pure, as they should be, and your heart is pure, she could weigh 700 pounds with pizza skin, or she could look like whatever your favorite celebrity is. You know how to act as a man regardless. And since you're not having sex from lust, you could fuck that nasty, nasty little creature with her fucked up body, because she's seeking the light, and that's why she's there. Fuck her the same way you fuck that 10. Now you're fucking, now you're a fucking man. Real. And we don't have to analyze that further because you and I and everybody sitting here and all the women online know the truth when they hear it, and the truth should set you free. So all you do now is you let this sit with you. Don't even think about it and try to figure it out. That's knowledge, and it's evil. Evil. Eve's ill. Eve's disease was she ate the apple. Adam's disease, he listened to her. Every bitch will preach that she knows God, she's in peace, just like you did. She'll tell you all about God. You got to come see this conversation I have with them. It's so fun, bro. It's literally fun. It's better than any game you've ever played, because you already won the game, so you could just dance around in it. You know what I mean? Checkmate is already done the moment she walks up. It's over.
Right.
Because I didn't seek her out. She sought me out, right? And when a dancer, a stripper dances on me, it's for her, and she knows it. And these guys can testify. There's a language for that. I don't want nothing from a girl. Nothing. I don't want cooking. I don't want cleaning. I don't want fucking. I don't want affection. I don't want a hug. I don't want a compliment. Take it and thank you. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay? Her love turns into hate like that. Her admiration turns into jealousy like that. Her happiness turns into sadness like that. She's an emotion, right? I'm not. So then you're gonna have, look, everything you've ever desired. It's not when it's a desire, it's bringing you down from the throne. But everything you've ever known should be yours, which is actually what it is. Then just give up control and let's see what happens. And that's going to be the hardest thing to do. And that's why you have to be a sheep to follow the shepherd. Because if you think you know, then you can't be sheep. Sheep don't know shit. They just follow the shepherd. And they're protected by the sheepdogs and the shepherd. So make sure it's the right shepherd. Because some shepherd will lead you somewhere where you're eating ashes and they're coloring it. And all they want to do is fatten you up to slaughter you and laugh at you, which is the word laughter is the word slaughter. Angels laugh, demons slaughter. And whenever someone laughs at someone's misery, that's a demon in them. Their laughter is at a slaughter. That's how you know. Angels, good people, never laugh at someone's misfortune unless they've been given the righteousness and they see how that person is squirming in the demon and choosing the wrong choice. Motherfucker, enjoy your show. Go ahead, bro. I'm going to laugh at you. I have no sympathy for you. I'm a man just like you. You know what's right. You did the wrong thing. We're not friends. Not like that. Not like that. I'm open to you being here. I am not going over there, bro. I have no sympathy for you. I have no help for you. I don't have a dollar for you. I don't have a roof for you. I don't until you repent. Then I have everything for you. All my money is for you. My roof is for you. My friends are for you. My food is for you. My fists are for you. Everything is for you. But not if you serve another God. And your heart is not pure. I don't care what you say with your words. And the purity of your heart is demonstrated the moment you sit in front of someone and speak. Because Jesus said, it's not what goes in the mouth that defiles the soul or the body, because what goes in the mouth will come out of the body at some point. At some point, everything that goes in either is burned in energy, comes out in your shit, your piss, your sweat, your tears, and your fucking saliva. Somewhere that thing goes away. But he said what comes out of the mouth will defile the spirit. And he said, because what comes out of the mouth comes out of the heart. Right? So don't nobody got to tell me what I can put in my mouth. Okay? And don't nobody need to correct me about what comes out of my mouth, because the Father will correct me immediately with a hell visible to me by shrinking in size and not being able to face the world in total no words, peace that passes all understanding. That's why. What am I supposed to say? How I feel. I feel natural. I feel like Adam without eating the apple. Fuck you, Eve. If you're going to follow me, don't eat the apple. If you're going to eat the apple, congratulations. Get the fuck out of here. That's the only way you deal with women. So you still love your ex, which is great. You never lose love for her. You have to forgive her. You still have, you don't really, you have love, but you also have anger and resentment towards her because you're still trying to get her back. Don't try to get.
No, I'm not.
Said she would come to her senses and come back. That's what you said.
But I'm not trying. If
those are actions. Your heart wants her back. You're being judged on your heart. Remember Anubis in Greek mythology? He would measure with a feather. There's a scale, Libra, right? The proper way for the scale is you put the person's heart on it. Heart. And then you put a feather. And if it fucking tips, it's evil. That's the communication of how clean your heart has to be. And that was testified by this. Sultan yesterday, when he said something dropped, I said, how do you feel? It said like a feather. That's what he meant. If he had the language, he would say like the Libra scales and the feathers put on there and my heart is balanced. Then we would have understood it. Isn't that amazing? Because that's
that
the
makes sense.
language to speak about this. You have to speak biblically about gods, demons, angels, devils, and monsters to be able to see this world. The other language they gave you is a slave language or babbling on, Babylon. Keep talking and not saying shit. Woo!
I feel you.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Russ, I appreciate you, man. You the man. I'm still on, and I'm gonna be joining much more.
Hey, this is the man. The word is in here. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But I do represent it. You're right. Okay, good. Next.
Have Ezekiel.
Ooh.
Hey, what's up?
Is-
I think you spoke with me.
I did. The name didn't ring last.
Can you guys hear me?
I can't see you yet, though. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm on my PC. I don't have a camera.
You're on your PC. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Okay. Okay, brother. What's going on?
Yeah, so I have a few questions to ask you. I have a gambling addiction. It's been going on for 3 years, and I'm just want to ask you, how can I overcome this addiction?
Very easily. Okay. The fact that you want to overcome it means it's not you. Would that make sense to you? You wouldn't want to overcome you. Something in you is addicted to gambling. And if we're going to use the words of Jesus, you would have a bad spirit in you that loves gambling. And it has taken over with thoughts and emotions that makes your body go towards it. Or if you don't feed the demon, it's going to what? It's going to punish you with whatever that is that happens if you feel like, damn, I need to gamble. That feeling, that anxiety, that's lust. That's exactly what a guy feels with a girl when I was describing big old ass on his dick. He feels that gambling addiction, right? He doesn't want to lose it. He wants more of it, and he wants to pay as little as possible, right? And he wants to get as much as he can, and he lusts for it, right? So you have the same exact spirit shapeshifted into gambling, okay? And you want to overcome it. It's in your words. I, which is you, would like to overcome it. It is not you, obviously, because you want to overcome it. Up until this moment, possibly, you're thinking it's you trying to overcome you. No, you just said, I want to overcome it. You're right. The way to overcome it is to recognize that any attempt at overcoming it, you're playing chess with the greatest deceiver.
Oh, yeah.
God's angel, which is Satan, who thinks he's smart enough to beat God in chess and take his children. And he's doing really good. Here, earth, right? Heart, earth. Because earth is dark right now. It's polluted. It's dying. But earth is an anagram for heart or hearth. The word heart is not complete. It's hearth. When you say that, it has a warmth to it, right? There's a heat in the heart. So it's either going to be the heat of passion, the heat of lust, the heat of passion, lust, heat of anger, the heat of jealousy, the heat of envy, the heat of revenge, the heat of success. It's a certain heat. So that heat is either that or it's the warmth that one feels when one is in a safe house with a perfect temperature, completely safe, warm and comfortable, knowing they never have to worry about anything. That's the heart of a pure man. Around him, you feel peace because nothing bad will happen to you around him. Things will happen around him that are bad. They're happening all the time. They're just disguised. That conversation is evil. That donut eating is evil. That hamburger is evil. That music is evil. That outfit is evil. You go, if you're a man of God, then you're gonna have to know you're misunderstanding. It's evil because it's coming from an impure heart. The person dressing like that, at the end of their mind, has something they want to take from someone in a way that they wouldn't want to know their plan. That's an evil outfit. That hamburger, as the person's eating it, they're unconscious. They'll catch up. Their mouth is filled with 3 fries, a hamburger, some salad, and a Coke and a shake. And it's spilling on the side like a fucking animal. And they're looking around afterwards for the next thing. Like, what the fuck, bro? That is evil because the person is actually not eating. They're getting lost in it. And anytime you're not in present time and you're somewhere else, you're unconscious.
Yeah, I know that feeling. When I gamble, I get this sense of like comfort.
The demon is comforted because later you pay with your soul when it's all done and you're alone. You go, fuck. You have to look at your bank account or what happened or think about the next gamble. That is you, that one. The one who then suffers in his soul for the joy that the demon got. So all you have to do is observe, because that's the light of consciousness, right? When you begin to observe and not try to stop it, but become conscious during the moments that you normally go unconscious, you begin to see the demon, the actual demon defined as an actual bad spirit inside of you. I'm not meaning it in some kind of a metaphoric term. I'm meaning it in the terms that Jesus goes around and removes demons out of people. After they leave, the person heals, the demon goes and dies somewhere. That kind of thing, okay? You don't have a strategy to fight it. I don't have a strategy to fight it. But that fight is not for you and I. That's for the angels. And they're there for sure. This man, bro, I'm going to tell you because there's no reason for this tongue to be held. This man experiences every single night angels coming to him and fixing him. And I've been experiencing it as a Rosh Divas. I would tell them, they know, but now I see them. I saw them last night. I see them every night. They come, they go through my day, they take a passage or something, and I go through the exact same thing I went through, and all the points that I may have been a little bit off, they show me the passage, and I relive that moment again. And I also can testify as a Rosh Divas that I would know you can go back in time and fix your fucking past. But I was doing it. So I would be doing it out of my own desire, which would be desiring me as Satan. But when you sit back and you let God do it, God's in control. I have no fucking control. Good. And you sit in righteousness, then they will do it. And you see the difference between you doing it and them doing it. When they're doing it, it's like you're being operated on. You know how people think aliens fucking kidnap them? All right, well, it's either a bad demon or a good spirit. It's something. It's something, okay? And you're not supposed to be able to see them with these eyes. You understand? It's in that book over and over and over and over and over.
The spiritual battle.
It's not, what is spiritual, right? Here's physical, there is spiritual. That's why science is evil. If you can't see with your eyes and measure, motherfucker, I've seen Chris Angel go on top of the fucking Luxor here and float to the top like a fucking Jesus with his arms like this. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Looking like a fucking devil himself. Not because he's dressed in black, but because look at him and you see that that's a woman wanting to be worshipped. When I saw him, I didn't see God. I saw a man with power I wanted and lusted for.
Okay, so you don't pray?
Yes, I pray. I'm in prayer all the time, actually.
Is it like a meditation or like a prayer?
Well, meditation is prayer in those terms and symbols for the people of East through Oriental tradition, right? Because their masters testify exactly as Jesus does. How funny he said that. Look, all right, this is Yogananda, right? Okay, let me do this real fast. I just got to send something real fast. Oops. All right, done. It's circling. It's thinking. Machines don't think. Don't say it's thinking. It's not. Okay, so check this out. The battle is not yours. Okay? And it's testified in there. He says, I came and I washed your sins. All right? Then he says, when I leave, I'm going to give you this thing called the Holy Spirit. It's a spirit. That's why he calls it the Holy Spirit, because you have bad spirits in you. And he said, this Holy Spirit is going to be in you. And it's going to show you the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Then he says, you can do all the things I can do, even greater. But one thing you're not is a magician. You never have to prove God's power, ever. And you hear the devil in him. Bro, when you live in miracles and revelations, like I'll prophesy, I'll say this is going to happen, and it happens, right? Then there's this voice in you that constantly, in the beginning, it's now like I know the voice, so I don't listen, okay? You start differentiating. That gambling voice is not you. So you hear it. It's like a crazy roommate, right? It's a demon in there. Now, I want to tell you something about demons that, again, you guys can look up. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is right now.
Yeah, it's a very powerful demon.
Hold on. One second. Can you look up Matthew 43 to 45? Tell me what it says. Listen now. This is in the Bible,
Okay.
if it's right. If it's right. Yeah, Matthew 4. He's going to read it. Cupid. That's Cupid. Not the little pedophile Cupid. God's Cupid.
You get like Matthew 45.
43 to 45. Start at 43. Is that even a passage? Matthew 43, 45?
No, I don't see it.
Matthew 12, 43, 45. Try that. And if it's not, then don't worry about this. We'll come back to it later. But this is how C.S. Lewis was found yesterday. So I know the revelation.
All right.
Here we go. Is there Matthew 12, 43, 45? Listen.
When an impure spirit comes out of a person.
Stop. Everybody catch that? Catch that?
Impure spirit.
Yeah. Do you catch the revelation? This was in the conversation, plan 4. It's going to be exact right now. And then you tell me what kind of magic like last night the girl goes, you're psychic. I ain't psychic, but when it's revealed, it never misses. Matthew 12, 43 to 45. Go. Here it is. Now I know for sure it's that. Go.
When an impure spirit comes out of a person, it goes through arid places, ARID, that's the word.
Dry places. It goes through dry places.
Arid places, arid places, seeking rest and does not find it.
So when the spirit comes out of you, this is what you guys have been dealing with. Now there it is in the book. Let's see what's been happening. When the spirit comes out of you, it goes around looking for a place to be. And it finds dry places. Now what happens afterwards is what I was about to tell you. Why you don't want to move. Because this is what happens next, everybody. Watch.
Then it says, I will return to the house I left.
Hold on. I will return. The spirit says, I will return to the house I left. In fact, I know other words, which is amazing. That's not correct. Can somebody else? That word is not the house I left. It's my house. It will make all the difference. The demon, then find that again in another format. Matthew 43, 12, 43.
On my other right here, it says, listen. Then he said, oh,
Listen, watch. The word is in your heart. Watch. That was an incorrect word. He doesn't go back to the house he came. That won't do it. The demon goes back to his house. That's the wording. Let's see what it says. Hold on, let's listen.
what?
Want to read it?
Yeah, read it.
Okay. Then he said, I will return into my house from.
Hold on, slow down. It's
Okay.
what?
I will return into my house.
My house. The demon that was pulled out says, I will return to my house. Now, he could be talking about hell, but he ain't. Watch, you'll see. Then what happens?
From?
Whence I came out.
I came out. So the demon goes out looking for places, can't find it. He says, I'm going to return to my house from where I came out. Those are the words, correct. Keep going.
And when he is come,
He is come.
he findeth empty.
When the demon comes back, he finds it empty. Swept, go ahead.
And garnished.
Swept and garnished. That's a house that when you come back was dirty, is now swept and looking good. Garnish the food, make it look nice. Then what happens?
Then goeth he.
Then he goeth he.
And taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
Then when he finds the house clean, because you have the lights, he comes back with 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself. Then what happens?
And they enter in and dwell there.
Then they enter in and dwell in. Now you got rid of 1, he comes back with 7 more wicked. Go ahead.
And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
And so when they return, the state of that man is now worse, and so will be with this wicked generation. And that's what we see. Every time you fix yourself by trying to stop gambling, something else will blow up like a fucking giant thing, and you'll actually go back to gambling as safer. The guy will go back to masturbating and porn as safer, when at some point it was the edge of his world and he was overcoming it. Then he overcomes it, he's happy. He's no longer drinking, but he's got 30 other demons in there. Now he can't, it's not 30, it's 7 for sure. Then he goes back, and now you invite him to a party. I have a good friend of mine, and he says, if there's any weed in the environment, brother, I'm going to skip it. And you go, why? Why does a man of God fear the smell of weed? That's not exercising a demon. That's one who's been 23 years now sober and tells me, right? And can't even drink caffeine. Did you know that? That's why the yerba drinks.
I'm drinking caffeine right now.
Who?
Me.
You could fucking drink poison when your heart is pure. Don't worry about it. But that's the thing. All of these drugs activate some sort of demon inside, and everyone knows it. Okay? And we have testaments from other masters that these yogis would take all these LSD. The guy took 10 LSD pills like this. Okay, if you want to know that story, look up Ram Dass. When he gave LSD, find these words. Ram Dass giving LSD to his guru, right? 1 pill on the LSD that he took, one was enough to make the guy who was a professor at something, one of those, and this guy was on it for years, would make him trip so hard he couldn't hold it. So then the guru who has the light, the guru is the father. He's treated like a father. Total obedience to the guru is what they expect in India. Total obedience. You give your life to the guru. You don't even exist. He's supposed to get rid of your ego. It's the exact same thing here. Exact same thing here. That's what Jesus was telling them. However, those words I'm using are not as sharp as a sword as this to cut evil. This will eradicate evil. The guru looks at him and says, "What's that in your hand?" And this evil son of a bitch who's there to get enlightenment says, "Well, this is a drug." And the guy says, "Give me a handful." And watch him tell the story. He's like, "Well, I mean, 1 is a lot, but let's see." Bro, that is evil. What if the guy doesn't know what it is and it's meth? So the guy takes a handful and eats it and continues on. This dude's sitting there waiting. Nothing happens. He gives his lecture. He goes back day in and day out. So Jesus said what goes in the mouth doesn't defile it. So it doesn't matter what you eat or drink. It does matter what's in your heart. Now, let's read that whole passage and everyone listen, because if you grew up in the Bible, you may have heard this, but I don't know why you didn't hear what he said. Okay, let's do it. Go ahead, Cupid, go. Do the right one. Go ahead. Now watch. From the beginning, this is what would happen if he tried to stop gambling. This is what will happen to you. Don't do that. Go.
Here we go. 43. Here we go. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth empty, swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
Now, if this was a therapist, which the word is the rapist, I've been saying that for years, he would give you some advice. But since it is a ministry, and you're saying that, and it's a ministry of Christ, I can tell you that there it is. You have a evil spirit in you, and you want to get rid of it, and that's the it that you don't like. And the way to do that is in there. You asked me about prayer or meditation. The people in the East are in 24-hour meditation, the masters. As a Rajdivas are under Maharishi, and I would be very clear during that time. I would show up, I would say, I'm a student of Maharishi. This is the book I'm reading, and TM is the way, just like I'm doing right now. I've always testified to what would work for me, okay? And at that point, there was a time when I wasn't in a constant state of meditation, but I was a majority of the day in a state of meditation. So I know what that feels like. I know what that is. And it was incredible. It was incredible. This, where I'm at today in my state of beingness, that it says, right? The state I find myself in, using those words, is so much greater. And I do realize that the people that are meditating are trying to get here. But they're never told this, that I'm telling every man, that the devil on earth for the man right now comes in the form of his lust for the woman. No other man is going to say that. I'm going to show it to you that that is the hell that I am free of. I don't know what, but I don't care about anything else. I don't give a fuck. Okay?
Okay.
So just sit there with it as you've been, because you were here before, and observe it. And know that if you're here and speaking to this man, then there must be light in you. And so just like others, to me, angels are very real. I actually see them. I experience them. I'm with them. I see them when they're with other people. And I see demons with other people. And if you say what they look like, then come around me. And every once in a while, you could see it in with physical eyes too. Now, I could be a crackpot weirdo, a nutcase and all that. Okay? But let the results speak for themselves. The evidence is how you feel, how I feel, and everybody else feels, versus let's go online and talk to any therapist, any self-help coach, any preacher. I don't care. Go talk to the next man who knows something about women and have a conversation, and then come back when you're in your hell again, because he can only deliver the hell he's in. I'm free of the woman. That's not a small statement to make. That is not a small statement to make. You will measure it as you go through it, and you either give up and your congratulations on being in hell. I'm not there. That's your choice. Or you'll sit in the kingdom of heaven with me and the rest, and we will then do what we're here to do. When you see how much evil there is, you don't want to have anything to do with it. Nothing. You don't want to take one wrong breath, bro, because all the people you love are suffering because of that evil. Your mom, your dad.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put my dad through some stuff and my mom.
Yeah, and they put you through stuff, and that's the curse.
Yeah.
And it won't fix with any self-help book, but it has fixed here with that book, right? Straight and narrow path. Okay, bro, let's move on to the next thing. And you're on. Keep being on every day. Keep talking, and let's keep going forward, okay?
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome. You're in the right direction. Okay, next.
We have Marleen.
It's 11:40 clock time. Cool. Marleen, is that a woman?
Yes.
Okay, Marleen, if you want to put your video, if not, it's fine.
That she's talking.
Okay, we can't hear you right now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hold on, Marleen. I do
Oh,
want to use my glasses here. Do what you Oh, you're the same Marleen.
huh?
Wait, is this the same person?
No.
Oh my goodness, you look like someone I know. Hi.
Hi.
Wow. So simple. What's going on?
Yeah, I believe I had written something on the chat. A gentleman was talking about, I mean, you were talking about like relationships and women, and I just had a question about how does a woman know, or how can she be sure that a man is walking with God or with love in his heart and not lust?
Well, when you're around it, you'll know because there's a lot of women that I don't know that meet me and know right away. You
Mm.
have to act as you normally do around, and his responses will tell you. Don't try to figure it out. Just be you, right? Listen, he should be able to handle anything you say and do, like literally. You should be zero threat to him.
Mm.
Like anything you say and do should never register as a threat unless you're about to like jump out of the car. But that wouldn't even happen around a guy like that. They're like, what the fuck? Why would you jump out of the car? It would never get there, right? So you are to act as yourself, and his response, you'll know when it's righteous. And if you say you don't know, I agree with you because you haven't seen it yet. So I'm here to show you. So ask me anything and let's see if you know if it's righteous. Ask me anything about man and woman, sex, my own personal life, how I feel about women, anything you would ever want to know from a man, and I'll answer you righteously. And if it's not righteous, you'll know or you know. Let's find out. Let's do an experiment for everybody. What do you want to
Okay.
know from a man? If you could go in a private room and he had lie detectors in him and there was no way he could lie, what do you want to know from him? I'll speak for all men. And if they feel otherwise, they can tell me they don't feel like that. Go ahead.
Well, I had like a little experience with my past relationship, if I may share.
Yeah.
Where I was in a relationship with a man for about 7 years and he went out on me. I got cheated, but it was something he hid very well because he looked very like he wasn't lustful, right? Like it kind of fooled me, it felt like. And it wasn't even like an emotional thing. It was like he went out and would pay for sex. So it made me feel just like not enough. And it was very painful. So it's been about 2 years since I've been or seen him at all. And I guess it's just my fear of getting back into a relationship and not really like kind of healing my relationship with men and just trying to figure them out, I guess. I don't know.
Right. Do you have a question you want to ask a righteous man so you know what man thinks and feels truly? What do you
I
want to
don't
know?
know
If you ask him, if I was him, what would you want to ask him? I'll give you his answer and you tell me if I'm right. You'll know.
if I were to ask him.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm him. What do you want to know from him?
What is your
His heart
relationship?
is open to me. I can see his heart. What do you want to know? Tell me if
Well,
I'm
yeah,
wrong.
it's intimidating because there's like a lot of men on here. So,
You're right. You don't have to if you want to. But it should be intimidating for you. You're asking a question about them. You're not saying anything about you, are you?
no.
All right. Well, then ask about a man. Don't worry about you.
I would ask him what his relationship with God is.
He would say, I don't have one. I don't know he's real. I wish he was. But if it was real, then you wouldn't be feeling what you're feeling. That if you knew God, you wouldn't be in this weird fucking state that you're in right now.
Mm.
Because you were with him for
Me,
2 years, right?
no, I was with him for 7.
In 7 years, why don't you tell me what he did that demonstrated he did know God? What did you observe that you're like, that man knows God? What did you observe?
I didn't know because at the time, like I'm currently seeking that as well, I guess.
But
God.
weren't you seeing that before?
But what was that? I'm sorry.
Did you say you're seeking that now? Is that what you said?
Yes, because I was in a very weird place at the time myself where I wasn't sober and I was drinking. And, once I got sober, which has been 2 years since I've been with him, is when I'm like started to seek God and see like the behavior within the relationship.
Right. So
Yeah.
what I'm asking you is a question that says, what have you in 7 years observed about him that would make you even ask the question whether he believed in God? You were with him for 7 years, and I just want one example that you could tell me that you looked at him, you said, that man knows God. Can you give me one example in 7 years?
I can't.
That he, oh, well, so then the question is the delusion you bought.
Mm.
Because you were with him for 7 years. I'm telling you he doesn't know God because I know, but you are confirming that for 7 years, you don't have one instant. He didn't do one righteous act where you were like, wow, this guy chose righteousness over money, sex, being nice, compromising himself, being a coward, lying, hiding. Do you have one example where you were like, fuck, the right way is true? In 7 years, did he do one action where as a woman blew your mind? I mean, you see that you have to think about it is crazy, right?
I'm trying to get all the files out, but I can't really.
Well,
No.
because you're under a spell, a delusion of Satan thinking something. You have a story about him and you and all that shit. And obviously 7 years you were with him and he didn't do one righteous act that you could know. Now, if I asked you a different question and I said, how many times did you see him do something that you were like, wow, that is not cool? Would you have any example right now?
He would actually confess his addiction to porn to me, and I
And
made me uncomfortable.
give me his confession. What did it sound like? Watch what a joke this is about to be. Say what he said to you, if you remember.
Well, he would call it like a relapse, and then he would say like, oh, he would blame his emotions, like I was going through this and that, and I was feeling lonely and I relapsed.
What's it like being with a woman for 7 years where he's emotional and lonely and he has to touch his own dick and come up with images of other women, and that's how he relieves his emotional pressure? You expect him to lead you into where? He can't even handle his own fucking self. He uses the word relapse, my emotions, I was hurting. I mean, that totally sounds like a girl to me. Does that sound like a man to you?
No.
What are you doing fucking a girl? You're a lesbian?
No, I'm not.
What was it like being with a lesbian for 7 years who cheated on you and lied and was addicted to porn? What a fucking dirty piece of shit. What's it like knowing your man is viewed as a dirty piece of shit by a real man? He's fucking disgusting. Ugh. You should go and douche. You know what douche is?
Yes.
All right. A lot. Nasty. Right? He was so gross. Didn't you actually hate him?
I started to get resentful, yeah.
Didn't you actually hate him?
I felt bad for him. I really felt bad.
Right. And did you at some point actually hate him? Look at him and go, fuck, I hate this guy.
I would say yes.
Yeah. What's that like? You hated him.
I hated him.
Yeah, you did. And he hated you.
Mm.
And that's how you know he didn't know God. What do you think about that?
I think you're speaking truth.
Well, then you would know righteous man when you saw it. That's what you wanted to know. How would I know? Now you know. That's what you want to know, right? How would I recognize a righteous man? I said, be yourself, and his response should show you righteousness, and you should know. That you just said it, right? You also realized that he was evil, and that you were evil because you hated him too, and he hated you too. So you basically, two people that hate each other are having sex with each other, and that's pretty gross. But you wouldn't know that because you need a man to see that. That's the man is from God. He knows he's wrong. I know he's wrong. He knows he's wrong. We all know he's wrong. We all know that the moment you speak about him, we will know the moment he justifies and lies to you. Because we all have the same spirit in us. Get it? We come from the same Father. All right. So now you could just continue to try to figure him out, or you could just forgive him because you were also evil. You weren't his fucking saint. You hated him. And realize that he was doing the best he can, and that's why we're here, and that's what it is, right? And he's in hell, and he's suffering way more than you are. Okay? A man will suffer much greater than a woman. You have no idea. Okay? So you don't even suffer. If you got another guy that had a little bit more money, got you some better places, right? And fucking told you were pretty, you would forget about that guy so fast, right? Because you never loved him. So it's like, oh, whatever, let's move it on. Okay? You could even have a kid with him, be like, oh, he didn't treat me good, and I'm gonna go on. That's the heart of a woman, right? But that's not correct. But how are you gonna be correct when you had a lesbian relationship for 7 years who hated you and you hated him? You're so far off. You must be in hell too. How do you feel?
Well, it's been 2 years since I've left the relationship, and I feel a lot lighter, and I feel like I don't have as much anger or resentment towards him anymore. It's more of like a release.
A release is when you lease your soul back to the light. You have to release it. Otherwise, you lease it to another demon. Now, there was a story that was said in Buddhism. There was 2 monks, and they were walking by a river, and the river was flowing very fast, and they had to cross it. There was a very beautiful woman there, dressed in skimpy little whore outfit. She's right there. 2 monks, they're not supposed to lust for her. They're not supposed to touch her for sure. If she offers them food, they can accept it, and that's it. Move on, right? That's the interaction. Or if she seeks counsel, the monks are supposed to counsel her. That's what a monk is in Buddhism, okay? So the monks are there. The senior monk, the one who's been with the Buddha longer, he looks at the lady and he says, would you like to be carried across the river? The first monk, the younger one, is like, what the fuck? This guy is gonna get it when we get back to the Buddha. And so the lady, oh, really? Oh my God, I don't want to be there, whatever, you know. And he's like, no. And then he squats down and piggyback rides her. She's got shorts on. He's holding her like this. She's slutty, and he's a monk. And he walks across the river. He puts her down. She says, thank you very much. Like, you're welcome. And they keep walking. As they're walking, the other monk, the demon in him has been activated. So he's like, he's working it out. Well, if he's the guy I'm supposed to follow, and wait till the Buddha finds out, and I know what he wanted, and he's just going. After some time, the senior monk looks at him and says, is something going on with you? And he's like, well, you know how guys talk to their girls. Well, it's not that, it's just that, it's just that. Well, yeah, okay. Finally, he fucking spits it out like a bitch that he is. He says to the other monk, well, listen, you know it's a sin. You're not supposed to grab a woman, blah, blah, blah. And you carried her across the water. What do you have to say about that? And the senior monk looks at him and says, I dropped her off at the river. Are you still carrying her? You broke up 2 years ago. You think you're at peace. You think you're released. 2 years later, you're asking about him. Not even God. It had nothing to do with God. It had to do with him. When you said, does he know God? Or did he know God? He believes whatever the fact. I said, no. You could care less if he believed in God. And that's the truth. Okay, yes. He's a man of God. Now, what difference does that make to you? Ready? No. Okay? Makes no difference. Why? Because 2 years ago, you released from him and you let him go. But are you still carrying him? Are you?
I feel like because he came up today, then yes.
My ex-girlfriend comes up every day in some shape, way, or form. Just so you know. I was also with her for about 7 years. He does come up. And then what? And then what happens? Okay, I'm walking. I see 2 people doing cocaine. I know that they say cocaine makes you feel really fucking good, and I'm fucking tired. And everyone I know does it. Not these guys, but let's say I'm, right? So now I'm in this situation. That cocaine would be really good. It's not going to kill me. All right? If I take the act of taking the cocaine, I can justify it 1,000 ways and think about it 1,000 ways. But watch this. I'm not going to take the cocaine because I'm doing the right thing. Now I'm in the bathroom and I'm like this. Oh, fuck, I got to wake up. Cocaine, I mean, I'm just not going to do it. I haven't left the cocaine yet. And we get in the car and people go, man, we had such a good time. Like, man, that's because you guys were doing coke. Why don't you do it? I'm not doing that shit. I haven't let it go yet. They didn't even bring up coke. They said they had a good time. The next day, we're going around. And I'm thinking about tonight we're going to go out and they're going to do coke. Motherfucker, I've done coke already now in my heart 1,000 times over. Right? So he can come up 1,000 times a day, like you walk by people doing cocaine and you keep going. And he comes up again when you see the cocaine. So it could be a song, it could be an Instagram, it could be someone saying, I'm sorry, I had boyfriend fucking somebody. Okay, let's move on. I'm not doing cocaine no matter what. Look, I have no desire. I have no desire for that. I'll fall asleep in the fucking club. I'm not going to do it. It's not that important, right? So he can come up. He's just not that important. Why is he so important to you when you let him go 2 years ago? Answer that. Because you haven't let him go. And you know why you haven't let him go? Because you hate him. Because if you loved him, you let him go. And that's a fact. So what you need to do is you need to know there is God, there is right, there is wrong, there's Son of God, Jesus. He had a way for other sons of God, myself and others, to find God. I found God. I don't believe in God anymore. I know God. I know Jesus and I know God. And I have no way of proving it to you, but proof is the contract of the devil. Prove it to me. It's all good. Yeah, but if you knew God, oh, whatever. Okay, hey, fuck God. How's that? Fuck God. Fuck Jesus. Blasphemy. All right. Let me burn in my fucking hell that doesn't look like I'm in, because I know God and Jesus. And you that know God and Jesus and would never blaspheme their name and never drink and never smoke and go to church every fucking weekend and make sure you have a fucking wife, because that's what it's supposed to be. And then you tell your wife, honey, tonight, you know, we're going to eat dinner or whatever, because you're fucking leading her. Get the fuck out of here, you bitch. Okay? Get out of here, you bitch. So you got to just, all you need to know is that there is God, there is right and wrong, there is men of God, they are real. You are supposed to be given to one of them, okay? And you're not going to find them unless you find them in IMC Nation. If you do, there is a guy, his name is Jesse Peterson. If you like to be with a black man, 72 years old, I recommend him. I mean, women could be with older men. If you could get Jesse, that's a catch. If I wasn't with me, I'd be with Jesse. Amazing. What do you think? But don't you feel better right now? At more peace? Isn't that amazing? I've told you, you hate him. You've been with a lesbian. You're being evil. All that. But it's not coming from a malicious heart. You wanted to know how you know a righteous man. You've been told what you're doing wrong. That's a righteous man. After you heard it, you feel more at peace. There's a righteous man. When we're done, if you want to fuck me, come find me. I will have sex with you. But I don't give a fuck about you after that. I give as much fuck as I do now after sex. Got it? Now that's a righteous man. The dick is for you. Come and get it, baby. I'm just kidding. Bless
Okay. Thank you for your time. I gotta go.
Yeah, you do. Bye. Okay, thank you. Next.
Hey, it's open. Nobody has said that they want to speak.
Okay, tea time.
Anybody want to speak? Just raise your hand or message the thread.
Or enjoy the zombies in your head song.
Hey, never mind.
You said you got one? Is that what you said? Slowly take care. God has not made a sad song yet, just so you know. If you get sad listening to a song, you're a bitch. Enjoy it. If you can enjoy the sadness like in a movie, then that's great, but you're not sad really. You enjoy watching sadness. Stars of silence. It's better not being able to see for this guy. Just say my world. Remember, I would say I have a past life. The guy's eyes are sewn shut. He's known as No Eyes. Remember that? I say he was a priest, a shaman. And I said, this is the tattoo for him. That's eyes shut. If you really want to see what's going on, close your eyes. Close your eyes and sit for 5 minutes and then see what's going on. You don't need to do it right now, but I'm just saying, if you want to see what's actually going on without the distractions of your eyeballs, if you want to see the world you actually live in and not in this room on the camera, if you want to see the world you exist in, sit down for only 5 minutes and tell me how long you can last in your real world without either passing out and falling asleep or wanting to get the fuck up because the image is coming to you and the emotions are unbearable. Isn't it incredible that if you close your eyes and sit down, you're going to see things you don't want to see? You're distracted through all your senses. That's lust. Your real eyesight is not the eyeballs. It's the world of the spirit. You're a spirit. You have other eyes. That's so nice, right? Okay.
I had a question about the King James Bible.
Yogi, Chris, question, Captain. Yeah.
Just your opinion on it. I know so much has changed.
Yeah.
So it's not, I'm not holding on to like things you said in the past.
Yeah.
You know, you told the story and how King James and how, I guess how the story goes that you know, he wanted to divorce, get married again, so he wrote his own version of the Bible, this and that. So
Right.
is it still totally
It's still, I still know that King James rewrote the Bible to his own ego. I know that. I also know that's why he said the word is in the heart. And the reason why we can't agree to those words is somebody wrote it, named King James, and then somebody else, right? We know that. But we also know he said the word is in your heart, and we've seen in ourselves people that can quote that and not get it. So I would say King James had whatever problems King James had, but that doesn't change the truth in the heart when you read it. Right? Let them change it 1,000 times. Once you know the truth, you see it in Narnia. You see it in their evil, like we do. We watch How to Be a Mob Boss or whatever the fuck it is, right? Yeah. You see the truth again. You go, well, that's actually the truth in what they just said. How come no one saw that? How come no one saw clearly what that guy was saying? We tried to watch this show on Netflix called How to Be a Mob Boss, right? Is that what it's called? You got, well, we stopped within 2 minutes, right? When the gun showed up on the intro and said how to make a killing, boom. And we're like, wait, what? We were tripping for the first 2 minutes of the intro because it was literally saying, if you want power, where you can kill people, have anything you want. It sounded like Satan, right? But it sounded cool. Well, it didn't sound cool, but it would have sounded cool, right? Then he's like, these men reach the height of criminal underground, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They walk through everything, they killed, and they showed people dying, right? And it's like, let's find out how they got to the top so you can also make a killing or something, all right? Like, wait, hold, and there's a gun in your face, and every scene is saying exactly what it says. And you would never want to watch that, ever. You would be like, why would I ever want to watch that? I don't want to be that. And every one of those mob bosses, we knew they either got murdered or they were in jail. No, one of them made it. The only person who made it was Sammy the Bull. He's the only one. And our friend, Ori Spado. We know Ori Spado. We can testify. That's why he was there. We have testified. We have in our previous life enough validation from different worlds of mobsters, true mobsters, real mobsters, the ones you would know their names, who've done time, or 80, 85 years old, who've sat here and said, this man knows, this man is a real man. He has said that. We have testification from the highest level of gang members in the world, the highest commander, saying, this man knows. This man knows, and he's right. We have it from the highest fighters in the world. Superstardom fighter. Superstardom. In front of everybody in a private conversation. Says, I listen to this guy. I watch his stuff and I listen to him. He helps me. What the fuck? This is the past life of a Rashidi Bazaar. So that's why we sit here as real men. No one's going to come tell us that we're pussies and, you know what I mean? You could be a gangster, you need this, because I have friends that are more gangsters than you. You could be a mobster. I have friends that need this more than you, that testify. You could be a fighter. I have a friend that's a greater fighter than you who testifies. You understand? If you know a famous chick, my brother is married to one of the most famous women on earth. He'll testify this man knows. He calls this man big brother. This is not out of the ego. This is for you to know you've been right the whole time and you've seen it, and now it has a different flavor. We've had the most beautiful women on the planet say, this is a real man. We've had yogis of the highest caliber come and say it. We've had real estate agents of the highest caliber come and say it. There's not been one man prior to the reborn of the spirit that could invalidate what we were already doing. That's why we sit in a very perfect position that would only be given to us by the Father as one of the 7 angels of the 7 churches of Christ. And we're one of them. Okay? We have the keys that were given to Daniel. Daniel's keys. Look it up. David. Sammy. Janice. It's not the words. Okay. All right. Who next? Oh, me baby. Oh, me baby. Like if this song creates a sad feeling, you have a demon in you. It's a funeral song, but for them. When you go to a demon's funeral with me.
Paul.
Paul. I know that name.
Yes, he's on the other
See if
day.
you know the face.
He's on the other day.
Hey, Paul, 1 second, okay?
All right.
Using fake eyes to look through fake eyes. At fake guys. Fake eyes with fake eyes with fake guys. Oh, is there a video for you or do you want to put a video?
Yeah, I could turn a video on.
Right on. You should always, as a man, turn it on.
Yeah, why is that?
Okay, why do you think that is? Am I wrong?
I have no idea. No, I don't think you're
No.
right or wrong. I just
Let's start right now. We're gonna do a survey. Go full screen. Paul, I'm gonna show you something. You either know already the truth and you're dodging it, and that's why you're here, or you can't, because I'm gonna show you something. Okay, online, real quick. Okay, here's the statement I made. I said, as a man, you should always turn on your camera if you're gonna do this, right? And Paul said, why is that? I said, you already know, don't you? He said, no. Now we're going to see what the rest of the world thinks about this, okay? Who can speak? Star of Truth. I see a face. That's my brother Najim. What do you say about that? What do you say? Salam. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam.
So what do I think when he says, I don't know, or what do I think about a man not showing his face?
Yeah, whatever I said right now. Put in your 2 cents as a man. Whatever you want to say about it, I don't care.
No, when you asked the question, I was like, oh, let me see who's talking. Paul Tully. I never met this gentleman before. But yeah, it doesn't matter who the person is. Though, it matters about the question. And
here's my statement of truth to all men that I'm going to sit here right now and either show all of you who don't agree that you're actually wrong, and you need to know there's right and wrong as a man. That's why I'm here to do that. And I'm here to do it in front of all people. I'm also subject to this. Got it? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Here's what I say. Here's my statement to everybody watching. If I'm a man and I'm going to come ask another man a question, and I have the ability to show my face, I should face him face to face if I have that capability. I should start face to face. That is my statement. And I say anything off of that, is wrong. Got it? Now, if it's righteous, it will be my wife is breastfeeding next to me. And I would say, you shouldn't be watching this while she's breastfeeding next to you. So it wouldn't work. But if it works, it would work in a way where we would all get it. Right? I'm a gynecologist. And if I turn it on, you're going to see a vagina behind me. Don't do that. Okay? Outside of that, I say that if a man is going to speak to another man in a forum like this, he should start with the camera on. Gio, what do you say about that? We're going to go quick, guys, because we all know the truth.
Yeah, well, that's the real man right there.
Why? Why would I say that? Give us your 2 cents.
Why would you say that?
Why? Do you agree or not, and why?
I agree because it shows you have nothing to hide, and whatever curses or evil spirits you have, it's like you're willing to confront it.
Okay,
nothing to hide.
That's Gio's perspective. He could be a nutcase too. Go to this nutcase. Nutsack.
That's it.
Nutcase, nutsack. Yeah, you graduate from nutcase to nutsack. Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely have your video on because
Without being emotional.
yeah, I'm not right. I'm here with that.
Yeah, I'm a fucking actor on stage. Let's go. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Because anytime the guy is not showing his face, he's been hiding something, and then he'll turn his camera on way later, and then just to prove that, well, bro, I'm not hiding anything, and then after a few questions, we see that he's hiding a lot of things.
Okay, that's Sultan's perspective, the model. Benny. He's a model. Hey, that's his dream. He wants to be the top model search. Okay, go ahead. That's why he leads the modeling agency. Go ahead.
It shows respect and like Sultan said, it shows that nothing to fear.
Okay. Thank you, Benny. Hosea, since you walked forward, he's black. Watch out.
Yeah, I think a man should show his face because we gotta see how sharp he is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. That's all. I just want to know your statement. We're all agreeing. I don't agree with your reasons, but that's fine. Go ahead. I don't agree with any of the reasons, but we're all in the same.
I agree.
Of course, we're all going to go. It's Cupid, then it's Captain.
Cupid. Benny Cupid.
Benny, a little unconscious right now.
Yeah. Yeah, a man should always show his face, especially if you want an answer to a question that you're asking.
All right, Captain.
It seems like when your camera is off, you're in the dark, you're shadowy, and that's feminine quality.
Okay, now let's go online. I gotta put this on again. Okay, with a few more. Well, I bet these guys, they've been brainwashed by me. So let's see. Natalie, are you there? Can you speak? Is Natalie there? Natalie, what a nice
Yes,
name.
I'm here.
Whoa! Calm down, woman.
What?
Whoa! Why you yelling?
Oh, sorry, because I'm outside. I apologize.
You don't have to apologize. I'm joking. Natalie,
Okay.
are you hearing the conversation that we're all talking about?
Yeah, I just signed on, but I just heard what you were just saying about the camera.
I just want to hear your 2 cents on it. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. And I was on with you a couple days ago where somebody wasn't showing their camera and you prompted them to, and then when they finally came on camera, there was like a really strange energy. I definitely think technology and using that to hide is impersonal and
do you as a woman get the perception that the man is hiding something? Do you get that or not? That's all I want to know.
Yes, 100%.
Thank you. Okay, let's
You're
do one more
welcome.
girl. Okay, I don't know. I see, of course, the Golden Cross, AZD Angel. I can't see the number. Golden Cross. I know you're a girl. What have you been listening?
Yes.
Okay, and what do you think about this? Your 2 cents. 2 cents. That's all girls get is 2 cents.
I think that a man should show his face.
Okay, I think that's enough. Is there anybody online who disagrees besides the man I'm talking to right now? Please speak up or forever hold your hell. Okay, now back to you and I, because you and I are friends and you're here for ministering. So the first ministering is, if you want to, because listen, if any man is here, my claim is this: I'm more man than you. Now tell that to every man you've ever known that would want to dethrone this man from this position. I'm here to hold the crown, okay? And then give you a crown. Because the crown comes from Jesus to me. That's the king. So the first lesson for today, whether you take it or not, unless now, because you're going to now tell us how you came to the conclusion that you couldn't see what everybody could clearly see, men and women. So brother, please talk to us now.
Dog, you are a fucking character. You are fucking hilarious. Oh my God.
There, now you're laughing. Now I'm funny.
No, you've been funny.
Okay.
Wait, so what am I doing? Am I asking you the question or?
Yeah, I mean, we went over it for like 5 minutes. Same thing for you now. Why is it that you think?
Oh, the camera thing. I'm not asking you the question. We're still talking about the camera thing.
Yeah, I'm now asking you. Do you recognize why I said, as a man, you should turn on your camera, or do you still disagree with that?
No, I didn't disagree with. I never disagree with it.
Oh,
I just
oh,
yeah. Yeah,
no,
I just
that-
didn't want to be yeah.
Okay, no, okay, so what's your question, bro?
How does a man get to know God?
Okay, that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
I've been looking for God ever since a child. And my mom would vouch for that. And so would my grandma if she was here. And my grandpa would tell you about it because even though my grandpa was a poet, as a child, I wanted to know God. And I thought he was the closest to God. Because my grandpa would walk. My grandpa was one of the most, oh man, sensei. I didn't pick my grandpa, he picked me. He chose me. I had nothing to do with that. So my grandpa was a very, very gifted poet. He wasn't talented. Talent you can build. Gift comes from God. So he was very gifted, right? And my experience with my grandpa was up until 4 years old, but all the time, like that's where I would go with my mom because my dad was out of the country for a while. And then I visited again at 8 years old for a month and a half. And that's the last memory of me and grandpa together, right? But he knew something for sure, right? And he would walk around all day with a cigarette in his mouth. It would never end, just so you know. From the time he woke up to the time he slept, there was a cigarette in that man's mouth. But he would also walk around reciting poems under his breath. If he would walk from here to the bathroom, he'd be reciting, smoking. He would sit down, he would recite. In a party, my grandpa would, and he would be speaking, but not out loud. He was just poetry flowing through him. He never, ever wrote one poem down. And he was always prepared to say the poems from beginning to the end. Amazing, right? And when a man knows God, so I've been searching for God my whole life, right? I took a lot of routes. And I got to the point where I was sure about this. These are the words I would use. And these people have been around during that time. I would say to them, now for sure I know there's an intelligence above me that's part of me but greater than me. I've used these words. And I know it takes care of me. I know all I have to do is stay tapped in, is the words I would use, with it. Then I start to have abilities that I never have. And I always know what's going to happen. This has been testified, right? I got to a point where from all the meditation and the studies, personal work, everything you can imagine, where I was able to perceive two things that I now can see clearly. One, that in the middle of the night, my experience and others was not the same, but mine was more consistent, and I would even know when they were having. It was very interesting. Something would happen through the night, and the people that lived with me for 4 or 5 years would know that. Forget the fact that I would wake up in the middle of the night screaming suddenly with my body burning. Okay, talk about hell. So that I was sure at some point something is happening in the night without a doubt, and it's fixing me. I would even say that. I would learn things. I would feel like I've been gone and coming back. The next thing I knew for sure is that I was always aware of an intelligence right above me that was greater than me, but I was part of it. Okay. And those words got me to that. Then somehow, by the same Spirit, which now I know is the Holy Spirit that's been here, I somehow, I don't know, I honestly don't know. I remember the day and what happened, but it's not that, because I can't tell you what moment suddenly I knew Jesus was 100% right. So suddenly I know he's right. I go back to watching Jesse Peterson, which is the first person I saw on YouTube who had the freedom as a man that I sought, but I also knew something else about me, that I was on a different path than him, right? And so I went back and I put Jesse Peterson. And I always understood him, but it was different this time. Not only did I understand him, as he was talking, I was, as you saw this morning with the Matthew 43, 45, right? Matthew 12, 43, 45. I would know, I didn't know it's a passage, but I would know as he was talking where in the Bible Jesus would say that. And that happened for me. And so then when I picked up the book again or watched the audio, or I have an audio book, suddenly, you know, that spirit here and all that, I knew there was God. I knew Jesus was real. I knew the Holy Spirit was real. And I knew what I was looking at my whole life and what's been happening with me. Now I sit here as a man, and one of the things I love saying to people, because it's such a beautiful wording of this thing. I say to you, every man and woman, what if every moment in your life that you could ever recall, if you ask me anything, the moment that memory comes up, you see that it was exactly perfect for you. So your life makes perfect sense. When I say every, I like to say every breath or every twitch of the eye has to be proper. You cannot find any moment in life where it was not exactly right for you. That's my experience. I've also, as a Stoic, because I was a Stoic monk, we were the first Stoic monks on earth, just so you know, with a Stoic temple we lived in. You guys know that, right? There was no such thing. Yeah. As a Stoic, I can tell you, Amor Fati was something that I wanted as an experience, which means to love one's fate. I don't want any other fate. I don't want any other past. I don't want any other experiences that I've had exactly as they were. Knowing this, I live in a constant miracle, because things that happened that wouldn't make sense before, like a pink eye or why my glasses are broken or anything, as it happens, it makes sense, or the next moment makes sense, and I have faith that it will make sense. So I live in a constant state of, in smaller words, rewards, but rewards from the Father are different. I keep seeing everything make sense again and again and again and again and again, so I give up the control. Then everything makes a lot of sense, right? So that's how I know God, right? But no matter what I know will make any difference to you, and that's why no man can learn from another man. You just have to know that I'm sitting here testifying to that, and that you are a witness to me testifying. One day, I would like to witness you testify to this. And that's what's happening here, right? See that man, Gio? Will you get on camera for a second? He's doing yoga in the back. Imagine this guy right now, yoga pose. That was the background. Wouldn't that be funny? Hey, this guy was in a yoga pose. He had his leg behind his head. He's holding it up over there. So Gio, oh wow, look at Gio. We just talked about this. This is one of those moments of miracles that I'm talking about. It's happening right now, where everything makes sense, right? You guys sit here? All right, check this out. First, let me take care of one of God's children with the money he sent me. It ain't my money. I'm just sitting here talking about him. Okay. So Gio here, check this out. There's a little video on his Instagram and my Instagram. I want you to see it, okay? Because it talks about what you just said right now. How does a man know that God is real? Well, I definitely this morning was about to delete it and I didn't. I remember that decision for sure. It's not here. That's fine. It's on Instagram. Here's Gio, and then here's Gio.
Hello, everybody. This is Giovanni. I used to be known as Magic Man. I'm here to testify that the teachings of Christ are finally understood. And this truth and light is perfect. And once you understand what we have learned over here at IMC, all confusion of the mind and heart will will no longer be a problem. And you will finally see the hell that everybody lives in. So come to Las Vegas and be a witness or challenge this truth.
I love that part. I love that part. The challenge. Okay, so now here's the real guy, right? Because I've known him for some years. In fact, if you ever saw a video of him when we first met, everybody remember what Gio? I don't even remember what Gio looked like. Did you have long hair?
They did have long hair.
You look like a girl?
Yep.
Does Will still have long hair?
He used to have long hair too.
He should grow it.
Man.
All right, so here's Gio. I've known Gio for a while, okay? And he's a completely different man here. Like everyone, yes, everyone?
Yep.
Gio, what's your experience in the last, 4 or 5 days since that video? Tell this man he wants to know how to know God.
Well, my experience, last couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days, all that, I've been in peace, I've been calm, I've been more happy about me. Talking to everybody, it's like, I could feel it as I stay in my peace and the light. I can see other people feeling the peace as well. And it's so rewarding to see other people reflect that same peace.
How's your interaction with women been?
With women?
Compared to before?
Oh man, compared to before, it's insane.
It's actually sane now.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was insane.
It was insane.
Right, so what's it like now? Describe the sanity of it now.
Man, right now, my experience with women, it's everything I wanted. They're getting emotional around me.
The good kind of emotion.
Good kind of emotion.
Did you have a stripper cry for 10 minutes last night?
Oh,
last night? Yes. Yes.
You remember when AZD would do that?
Yes, all the time.
Well, now you did it.
Man.
But you didn't do shit. You just spoke, right?
Yep.
I just spoke my truth, and the stripper last night, she was receiving this truth as well.
Yeah.
Of how to find her peace.
Yeah,
She
they'll
was-
come to you.
Oh man.
And then they'll challenge you and all that. So anyways, do you, and it has to be true, because if it's not true, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you're already in it. Do you know there's a God or not?
Oh, I know there's a God.
There you go. There it is. Okay? That's how he knows. Now he knows, and I know. I witness when he testified. You guys are watching me testify every day in this thing, right? So I know he knows because I also know the same God. And we sit in the same place. Okay? That's all. So that's the only thing I can tell you about certainty of God, is that there's too many here that know, for sure. And you could hear his communication. Gio was a mess before. A mess. Nervous on camera, nervous around girls, nervous around friends.
Nervous everywhere.
Nervous everywhere. Right?
Definitely.
What do you say to a girl when she says that? And how do you do this? And there's no more questions in there. He doesn't ask one question about that. What we do is we go over the interaction. And as the person tells me what happens, somewhere in what they say, just like about the camera that we did, I can tell something is wrong. Because when you know right, you know wrong. So then I ask these guys a question. These are the top ministers. These are the guys that minister to you. Ask them a question. What happened there? And you'll see, because they've been trained, fuck. And then we all laugh at it. And then we move forward and it gets fixed. Isn't that true?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, we go.
The moments where I get lost or unconscious, my friends here pointing out, we laugh at it, and we see where that's not gonna happen again, because the awareness is amplified because of all the brothers around me.
You can't get away with bullshit here, bro. No. But these are the guys that are going to help the world free all men of the hell that you're in. You can't hide it anymore. You can't hide it anymore, everybody. AZD's here, and he's going to put it in your face and in everyone's face. And I'm waiting for your prophets. You don't know you've been following prophets. You've been following different gods. So if you know somebody who could sit here and disprove this, please bring them. Tell them to stop giving you advice and come give me some advice. Because I'm totally lost. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. I have no idea. To them, I'm an idiot. Good. Bring them. I don't understand why no one has brought someone yet. You all know someone that said I was fake. Just go offer it to them. Please. Please. So you can free yourself of their curse on you. They wanted you away from me. And they panicked without watching one video. If there ever was a demon, when Jesus walked up and recognized the demon, recognized Jesus before humans recognized Jesus. Jesus hasn't even started preaching yet. He's just starting. He's walking, and there's a man by the river. He stands up and he says, "You're Jesus of Nazareth. Have you come here to destroy us? Don't. Send us somewhere else. Leave us alone." All those demons in you saw the light in this man. And it didn't make sense when they were warning you against him. Like, what the fuck? Why are you all bent out of shape? Well, the story is in the book. Because this is what they were keeping you from. This is what it is. Here it is. Here it is. Because the truth is always visible, but we have stories about it. So even those people, they're so possessed that they panic when they see this man's face. I look like a criminal on earth. I should be discredited immediately. I have too many girlfriends. I have a foul mouth. I'm in strip clubs. I mean, I really don't have any barriers that any man has, actually, okay? I don't have any care what you think of me when I act, okay? I truly don't. So I don't know. So what do you think about that?
Man, they just have to know, man. They have to get it. It's like, stop trying to control so many things.
You know why they can't get it? Because they have darkness in their heart. If they get it, he has to face that he was a girl when he came on.
That part.
He doesn't want to face that. He wants an easy way out after all the darkness he's committed. That's why I can't feel sorry for you, or you, or you, or you, or my dad, or my son. God doesn't feel sorry for you. He's just. He's righteous. He tells the angels, kill all those humans except that guy, Hosea, Noah. Pure heart. You get it? God is like, and they're like, well, if God was merciful, did you see how those guys were acting? They were butt fucking, raping, cheating, stealing, gambling, lying. That sounds like a foul creation from a perfect creator. Why would he keep a shitty painting when he could create a perfect painting in his son? All right, then let his son come out and let's see how all the little guys try to beat him in getting what they want. You want women? I got women. You want to be fearless? I am fearless. You want to feel love? I am love. You want to walk through this world not giving a fuck who the king is? I walk through the world not giving a fuck who the king is, because I know who the real one is. You want to walk through and be able to treat the street sweeper with the same compassion and love that you treat the president? I can do that, and I do that because it just makes sense to do that, because he's not his title. He's not his title. His heart is as dark as that heart, and they can both burn in hell. Damn. The sermon on the chair. All right. So what do you got to say about all that, bro? Well, let's let him.
I don't know. I still don't know how to know God.
Right. And you're not going to know it yet.
Yeah.
But you need to know, I know him and he knows him. And you got to go away with that and either call bullshit on us or not. And that's really you. No, really, because if it is true, then I don't know why the next action you would take would be anything besides seek God. That's how I know when it's real.
No, I am seeking him. I don't know. I don't have the same confidence that you have.
You don't need confidence to seek him. You need a thirst like you're dying.
Yeah.
You should have no confidence seeking him, because then you would start off by already knowing him if you're confident in seeking him. But you don't know him, so that syntax doesn't work. You can't be confident in what you don't know. So you say, I don't have the confidence you have. I don't have confidence. I know him. You need confidence to know him. Yeah, it's the wrong syntax.
Yeah.
Too much knowledge. Too much trying to figure out God.
Yeah.
A scientist will never know God unless he knows God to start with. I found one scientist like that, just saying. We'll see what happens to him. No, nothing's gonna happen to him. He looks great. He's a little old guy. Nobody really listened to him. But okay. Well, that was pleasant, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for real. Come back and talk again.
I will.
Okay. Okay, we have a Persian man.
Kamran.
Kamran. That's my cousin's name.
Say it right.
Yeah, Kamran in Farsi, Kamran in English. What's
That he'll be speaking to you in Persian because he can't speak English is good, but
yeah, that's fine. I will reply in Persian, in Farsi, and then if I, as needed, I'll have to translate. Okay, oh, give me a sec. What's clock time? Okay, perfect. Kamran.
Muted.
Wait, you're muted, brother.
You're muted.
We can't hear you right now. Give us a second. Well, according to the black preacher, that guy is going to hell because he's Persian. No, don't talk about God here. Jesus turned his back on you. Jesus is like, not that guy, he's Persian. What the fuck is that? How the fuck did he even get that from? Where does he get that from?
This is audio.
His audio is, it's his
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he's
Kamran, you gotta hit the microphone icon on the bottom, and it should say connect to audio.
آقا سلام آرش.
Hey.
سلام خوبی؟
خیلی ممنون چطوری؟
مرسی قربانت.
Wait, my voice sounds like that? Do I sound like that? Is that how I sound? Really though?
No,
It's different?
Yeah.
Wow, that would be really annoying. The way you're hearing my voice is not my voice, bro. Okay, that's some fucked up thing. It's like a mouse. Okay. Hey, that's like a mouse. Maybe this will fix it. So, چطوری آقا؟ میخوای راجع به چی حرف بزنی؟
مرسی. من خیلی وقت بود میخواستم باهات صحبت کنم. خیلی وقت زیادیه چون انگلیسیم خیلی خوب نیستش. اصلا میخواستم باهات صحبت کنم کلا راجع به حالا کاری که داری انجام میدی. من تو ایرانم، خب اینجا هم خیلی سخته همه چی و واقعا دوستم جزء تیمت باشم و خیلی چیزا رو یاد بگیرم.
بله، تو ایران هستی یا تو آمریکا هستی؟
ایرانم.
ایرانی الان؟ He's in Iran right now. ساعت چنده اونجا؟
اینجا ساعت 11:06 شب.
11:06 p.m. over there. Okay. بله آقا، سوال کاری که میخوای بکنی بیا آمریکا. میتونی بیا آمریکا یا نه؟
چجوری میتونم بیام؟
ویزا باید بگیری. نمیدونم.
آره میدونم، ولی من الان 35 سالمه و
I said,
اینجا
can you take it to America? I said, I'll come to America. I said, get a visa. And he's saying, I'm 35 years old.
بعد مسترم اکانتینگ بوده، توی شرکت اینترنشنال تلکامونیکیشن کار میکنم.
He has a master's in a telecommunications company in Iran or something.
بعد ورزش میکنم، ولی مشکلاتی دارم کلا راجع به زندگی و اعتماد نفس و سلف کانفیدنس و اینکه حالا رشد شخصی
خب
ایمپروومنت.
چرا نمیای؟ میگم چرا نمیای فقط آمریکا؟ اونجا چی برات مونده؟
هیچی واقعا نیست، دنبال راهش میگردم، چون به خاطر اینکه خیلی راحت ویزا نمیدن انگار.
نمیخواد راحت باشه. راحتی It's not about being easy to get here. It's about the right thing to get here is what I'm telling him. I said, what are you waiting for over there? You have nothing over there. Nobody gives a shit about the master's degree or whatever job. Okay? So I said, why don't you just come? He says, it's not easy. So I say, it doesn't matter if it's easy. حالا سخت باشه یا آسون باشه فرقش چیه برای شما؟ بعد از اونجا در بیاید. نه؟ میخواد تو ایران بمونی؟
نه دوست ندارم اینجا. خب اصلا حقوق من اینجا باورت میشه؟ اینجا ماهی $200 ماهی، از 6 صبح میرم تا 7 شب.
خب آره، ولی هنوز جواب سوالمونه، چرا نمیای اینجا؟ هی میگی اونجا ولی چرا نمیای اینجا؟
آره. منتظر یه راهی میگردم که از چه طریقی خب بتونم بیام، چون راهش رو پیدا نکردم. مثلا اینجا خب مثلا لاتاری بود شرکت کردم، نمیدونم هنوز.
چرا لاتری؟ چرا فقط ویزا نمیری بگیری؟
خب به ایرانی راحت ویزا نمیدن انگار.
راحت نمیگم، شاید سخت باشه، ولی چرا همه وجودتو نمیذاری فقط بری ویزا بگیری؟ نمیخوای اونجا باشی. حالا سخت باشه، صبح ورزش هم سخته، کارم سخته، ولی این وجودتو دارن میکشن. چرا نمیای؟ بلکه سخته؟
نه ما یه ذره اعتماد به نفسمون پایین اومده کلا. اینجا انقدر سرکوب شدیم کلا.
نه اینطوری مردی اینطوری نمیتونی حرف بزنی. زن اینطوری حرف میزنه. women talk like that I'm telling you. شما زن نیستی. زن میگه احتناس نه، از این کلمه ها معنی نداره. باید بدونی خداوند راسته. God is real. تو پسر خدا هستی. You're son of God. و باید بدونی که همه کارهایی که داری میکنی که به نظر میاد هی وجود داره میمیره، برای اینکه وجود داره میمیره. برای اینکه بدن نیست، وجود هستی. You're a spirit, not a body. Your spirit is dying, and that's what's happening to you. And he agrees. Okay? And all the stupid things he's doing is killing his spirit. بله.
کلا انگیزه به زندگی نداشتم، تنبل شدم، اینکه مثلا خواب بیدار شدم خیلی سخته. این یه سری چی نمیدونم این رو چیکار کنم.
زنه. این شما نیستی، این زنه. مثل زن اینطوری حرف میزنه. مرد میره کارشو میکنه، کارشو میکنه. اصلا این فکر نیست. فکر مرد نیست. شما مثل زن شدی. دیدی یا نه؟ You become a woman. Did you know that or not? شما مثل زن شدی. میدونی یا نه؟
آره.
همه چیز مثل زن شده. صدات مثل زنه. Your voice is like a woman. صورت مثل زنه. Your face is like a woman. رفتارت مثل زنه. Your attitude is like a woman. ولی مرد هستی. But you're a man. چی فکر میکنی راجع به این؟ What do you think about that?
درست میگی دقیقاً. نمیدونم سولوشن چطوری باید انجام بدم.
He says you're absolutely right. Okay. Who? Tavio. You guys have a day off today? This is a day off for those guys?
Setting up for the podcast.
حالا یه چیزی بگم. من 1 سال منتظر بودم باهات صحبت کنم.
بله. یه بار دیگه بگو. یه بار دیگه
منتظر بودم باهات صحبت کنم. 1 سال.
خب بفرما. 1 سال میتونی ویزا بگیری. بیا اینجا با من حرف بزنی. بیا اینجا با من بشین. جدی میگم. بیا اینجا بشین. So I waited a year to talk to you. I said wait a year to get a visa and sit here and talk to you. میدونی؟ هر روز برو طرف ویزا. هر روز برو. خدا بهت میده. وقتی که موقعش باشه میگیری. ولی نمیتونی بشینی زن باشی. God's going to give it to you when it's the right time, but you can't sit there and be a woman about it.
چجوری اینو قوی کنم؟ چجوری خودمو قوی کنم؟ با کتاب
فقط بدون که خدا مرد درست کرده نه زن و کاری نکن. Just know God created as a man not a woman and do nothing. فقط نگاه کن زندگی تو بعد از این حرف ببین که زندگی الکیه به درد نمیخوره. Your life is phony. It's stupid.
زندگی ندارم. یعنی صبح تا شب میرم سر کار میکنم، پنجشنبه جمعه استراحت، میخوابم، خسته. همین الان 7-8 سال اینجوریه.
این کلمه حمال اینه. درسته؟ شما حمال شدی. You become a slave. This is the definition of slave. But in Farsi, the word hamal is harder than slave, just so you know. Have you heard that word before? It's like a really degraded slave. Yeah.
I know the word.
یه ماتریکسیه. یه ماتریکس افتادم، هی ادامه میدم. یه ماتریکس توی ماتریکس زندگی.
بله. من بیرونشم. اول بیا آمریکا. یا وقتی اونجا هستی فقط با خدا بشین. هر چی که میخوای الان از طرف زن میاد. Everything you want now is from desire of a woman. If you're not going to make it to America, sit and know there's God. فقط بشین بدون که خدا هست. اولین کارت اینه که فقط دنبال خدا بگردی خودت.
یعنی عبادت پریر؟
چی؟
یعنی عبادت پریر؟ نماز، عبادت، مدیتیشن؟
اون نه. اول بشین ساکت. First sit quietly. چشتو ببند. Close your eyes. برای 5 دقیقه. 5 minutes. ببین که وقتی چشت بسته است نشستی چی میبینی تو وجودت. Notice when your eyes are closed what you see inside your soul when you're looking. میبینی که چیز خوب نیست. It's not good. فقط نگاه کن. برای اینکه الان کور شدی. Because you've become blind. اول چشتو باید باز کنی. You have to open your eyes first. میدونی چی میگم؟ You understand what I'm saying? خب این اولین کار اینه. حالا بعد از این انگلیسی هیچی نیست یا یه خورده میتونی حرف بزنی؟ You speak a little bit English?
یه خورده میتونم.
Okay. این سلطانه. این افغانیه. This sultan is Afghan. Okay? این میتونه باهات حرف بزنه انگلیسی ولی فارسی هم حرف میزنه. این کلمه فارسی افغانی نزدیکه. میفهمه چیزایی که دارم میگم بعضیش. Okay? So I'm telling him you can speak to Sultan after, because he's far away. You're the one that got him here? همینی که باش حرف زدی، okay? این میتونه کمکت کنه که نمیخواد یه ساعت باشی با من حرف بزنی. این با من حرف بزنی، با این حرف بزنی همیشه بغل منه. He's always next to me. If you won't maybe not get to talk to me an hour a day or whatever, wait, but he's always next to me. ازش بپرس، ازم میپرسه یا جوابتو میده. و روی ویزا کار بکن و بشین بدون خدا هست. Let's start there. اینجا شروع کن. Okay?
اوکی. من آرش 1 سال منتظر بودم باهات صحبت کنم. 1
year.
سال. 1 year.
بله. اوکی. حالا دیگه هر روز میتونی حرف بزنی. فقط با اون حرف بزن. Now you can talk every day. Talk like that. Okay?
مرسی.
خدا حافظ.
مرسی، خداحافظ.
خیلی ممنون. Okay. 12:45 clock time. 15 minutes. We got one more.
Paul asked if you typed a question, if you want him on camera again. He left. Oh, he left.
Okay.
There's nothing else, guys. Raise your hand or type.
Well, we were just going to talk it out and end it here. Okay? So, what do you think today? What's your guys' observations today?
Great. I liked my question and getting that answered. You know,
Everybody else's, your feedback is great.
Yeah.
You know, there's just no true, I don't see. Sweater. You know, so that the truth is revealed, even if the vocabulary changes. I'm sure if it was completely changed, then it would no longer, the truth would not be there. Exactly. It would be so off. But the little nuances that might be changed in little vocabulary, whatever, like it just makes sense. And it's like JLP says about it's written on your heart, and just like the Bible, the New Testament says it's written on your heart. So the truth's being revealed to you just made a lot of sense. It's very clear. I know that question will come up many times in the future for many different people. So that was great.
That's great. That's great. And we saw it in the word back to the house and my house. And I don't know where that was changed, but it didn't hit right. Because I know that they think that they own your body, because they do. They've been living in there for years. You see that 70-year-old man? He's lusting. You know that. I know that. Everybody. Hey, the next grandpa you walk past, if you're a woman, he's actually thinking about having sex with you. He may be thinking his dick doesn't get hard. I just got that. But he's thinking about that. Some of them have come to terms that their dicks will never get hard. So they get a different pleasure now. You get a different look from him. He's still lusting, but he can't do anything about it. So he hates you and your boyfriend and every other man. But he's still lusting. And he'll be nice about it and hug you as a grandpa and all that shit. Then there's the man whose dick still works as an old man, and he's 80, and he's a cute little guy. And that guy, he is still thinking about fucking you, even that 80-year-old wrinkled man, right? That's the truth of every man's heart, and every woman should know it, because it's not right. It's been corrected here. And it's not right, not so that you don't suffer. It's not right because God doesn't want his son to suffer. You as a woman just benefit by knowing Adam. But you don't know Adam yet. You know Adam's children who are still eating the apple of knowledge so that she could be okay. Instead of saying, I'm going back to Eden. And you actually can't come to Eden right now. But one day, you'll sit with me and my friends in Eden. And that's true for our girlfriends in Eden. See that the syntax, the wording is exactly right. You hear it with what you hear. He says, let those who have the ears to hear what the Spirit says about the church hear it. Those are exact words of Jesus. And he repeats them 7 times at least. This is not for everybody's ears if you're with AZD. JLP is for everybody's ears. That's why I keep pointing that way. Go there. You'll get the same thing with a lot less intensity and a lot less focus on what a pervert you are. That's not his job. Do you? That's great. Right. And that's how you know that it's right. Not only do I have no jealousy for him, everything he gets, I feel like I get. You have to watch his shit, 100%. That's the man to watch, for real, okay? And so that's how you have to feel about your competition, because we're not in competition with each other. You understand? So anytime you don't have that feeling about somebody, well, then something is off. Either you, him, or all the whole thing is off, right? but that's how it should feel, right? When we get donations here, this whole thing is based on donations. Not $1 comes in my pocket or anybody else's pocket. That's at the highest levels here. They've been living with me, unless somebody out there says, thank you, this helped me, here's the dollars for it, right? That's righteous money. But every time I distribute the money, when it's my turn to say that percentage here, that percentage there, I love giving more than what the person expects. And not one time do my fingers shake on that. They hurriedly send extra. That's abundance. If a girl is talking to me and I see she has eyes over there, then I need to introduce her over there. That's abundance. Why would I want to talk to her if she's looking over there? You like my friend? Are you sure? You have a question for him? You want to talk to him? Let me introduce you anyways. So Tom, come talk to her. Oh no, I want to talk to you. Oh, okay, for sure. All right. And that could be righteous. You could be wondering, right? Looking and just not seeing. But it doesn't matter because she's not yours. That money is not yours either. What did you do to earn your money today, everybody? See, so many hells you're going to have to go through to realize how many fucked up decisions you've made out of lust. What are you going to do today? Ready? So somebody else gives you money for it. I want you to think about your job now. You could drive an Uber because you have to make a living, but you could be a moron or a murderer driving an Uber. A rapist, a child trafficker, ain't nothing special. You're driving a fucking car. You could, I don't give a fuck what you do. Okay? How could you ever stand in front of me as a man if your money comes from anything besides this and try to say anything to me about your fucking money? And if this is what you do, you and I ain't talking money. We're talking God. And we're both abundant. When we eat, I know you can afford it and I can afford it because God's paying for it. And I'm never going to be hungry. I'm always going to eat very good food, whatever that is. You understand? That's when you know you're a child of God. Why are you going around trying to find a way to make money? You must know there's no God. You must know. You must know there's no God because you got to use the knowledge of Eve, the apple, to go get it. Well, go ahead, bro. But make sure I'm not around if you want to harm me or take something from me. You'll be very visible how fucked up you are. Make sure I'm around if you want to repent and see what the right way is. Okay? So you could either be afraid of the truth or you could seek it. But that's on you. The truth doesn't change to make you happy, comfortable. Those words are fucking girl words. No man should seek happiness. You seek the kingdom of God. End of story. And you're not too busy promoting tonight, too poor to go out tonight. You don't give a fuck. Okay? You pretend like you want to know God and you come here and ask questions about God when all you got to do is recognize that you're being evil. Don't worry about God for a second. Okay? Let's find out how you are before you go pray for God. You've been praying and it ain't been working. So you're either praying to the wrong God or you're not praying right. If you're not praying right, then who are you praying to? Why would you ever have to tell God what you want if he knows what's in your heart and mind? Have you thought about that? Why would you have to ever utter a fucking word? If he doesn't know what's in your heart and your mind, he's not your creator. Fuck off. If I have to sit and explain to God, God, you know, if I just get this promotion, I'm going to use the money to help people. Take care of my mom. I always want to buy her house. Shut up, you fucking demon. Okay? You're false. You're a lie. You're not true. You're weak. You're pathetic. You're a loser. You're trying to be a winner and you're the biggest loser in the game. You're running a race that doesn't have an end. It's like this. And you're missing all the people before that won and their dead bodies are on the floor and you have to run past them and over them. The ones that have won, they have a lot of stuff and they're put up on the podium, but you're not looking at them. They're dying. The men look like women. How much should a man get paid to play a woman in Hollywood? $10 million? $100 million? 300 trillion fucking dollars? Hire a woman. Or hire a gay guy. Why are you asking me, a good actor, an honest, righteous man, to play a woman in this role? Because I'm perfect for it? Why? Like that's so every time. Mrs. Doubtfire, fucking Martin Lawrence, fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, the biggest faggot in the world. How much should you get paid? You know, Benny has 2 children. They offer him $100 million. If he takes it, I don't want him working here. Not with me. Congratulations, you're $100 million. Come back, talk to me in 5 years. Watch what you bought with it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck your money, bro. Fuck your work. Fuck your fake ass girlfriend. Fuck your fake ass relationship with your fucking fake ass mother. Fuck your fucking bullshit with your father that you don't even like him anymore. No, I don't know my father. Why? Why? Is he dead? He's not dead? Why don't you know him? He left. Go after him. Find out why he left. He's your fucking dad. You don't want to know? You know already? From who? Your aunt and your mom? Grandma? Instagram? Why don't you, as a son, go find out what the fuck happened to your dad and get his fucking side of the story? Just, Dad, why did you leave Mom? I'm not mad. What happened? Me being a man, I don't think I would ever, not having a child, leave my child. What happened, Dad? Did you not love me? Imagine the dad hearing that. I never loved you. What the fuck? Why aren't you guys that know your dads? Why don't you go get to know your dad? What's wrong? Is he blocking you? Yo, because you're a bitch when you were talking to him. Now be a man and talk to him. Watch what happens. Which father wouldn't want to see his son turn into a fucking man? Right? Dang. Everything I said is so simple and true, and there's no argument, and your mind can't even think. Think about that. What do you think about that? Something? Talk about it.
It's true. That is why he blocked me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it don't matter. You forgive him
Oh, it's getting lost.
easily.
Yeah.
And then whenever you reach out with no attachment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter anymore. Because you're with the real father, so it don't matter.
Yeah. I don't even know if he blocked me on text. I know he blocked me on other places, but
If you want to get a hold of him, you would get a hold of him.
yeah, it doesn't make sense to get a hold of him right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Exactly. So don't do it until it makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know the truth and you know that's your dad, you know it's going to be fine. And it's going to be fine. Right? It's going to be fine. For every man, it's going to be fine if you walk the right way. And it's not going to be fine if you walk the wrong way. And nobody else is going to do it for you. And that's you. And there's no other way. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear of atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill your prophets while you stand aside and look? Woo. Some say it's just a part of it. You've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? That's all I ever had. Redeem yourself. Redemption songs. Redemption songs. Right? Beautiful song to listen to. Now do it. You should always be singing a redemption song when you're out. You're evil if you show another man any weakness. I saw that devil walking in the middle of the street when I was in Hannah yesterday. He looked like a black homeless man you should feel sorry for, standing in the middle of the street, you fucking idiot. that's going to result in somebody else making a mistake. Evil bitch. Why are you in the middle of the road? I don't feel sorry for you, you fucking piece of shit. Move. Move. Because if it's righteous, I won't move. So move, motherfucker, and watch them move. Because you're not evil. But darkness moves. Because he looks at you and goes, son of a bitch. Because they're always manipulating you. That motherfucker is manipulating you. And if you're a white person giving that person $1 in America right now, that man thinks you're the devil. Right? There ain't no unracist black man in the streets holding a sign. He deserves to be fucking homeless and stepped on, actually. I hope he's cold and shivering tonight. I hope he pisses his pants and shits in his pants. I hope a fine-ass girl goes by and he desires a luster and he fucking touches himself again. I hope he sees a guy with a nice car and a good job and hates that man and says, can I have $1? Thank you, bro. God bless you. And the man walks away and he curses him. I hope that man suffers in his hell all the way, because I sure as fuck don't want him around my niece. Or my white brother. If I saw him and he was there, I would say, you can't talk to my brother yet. Why? Because you think he's the devil. Yeah. Right? And if he was going to be righteous, he'd kill you. So he's not going to do that. I'm talking for him. What do you got to say to him? He would. Don't fuck with him. You don't want that beef. All right? You don't want that fire, bitch. All right? So that's confidence. Get it? And these words aren't even available to a man who doesn't know God. They can't speak like this. They don't have the poetry. I should be able to speak better than any man. Why? Because I have the light. What the fuck do you mean? Be the best, fuck the rest. Let's go. Show me the next guy. Bring Tate, Andrew Tate. Bring that transgender transvestite online. Do it. Bring him. He's too big to talk to me right now. Okay, fair enough. Let's remember that. Okay. Thank you, guys. See you tonight. Oh, that was great. Everything comes from the book, the New Testament. I'm here to testify that Jesus Christ is the way to salvation of the soul for myself and others around me, that the God in this book will deliver what the God in this book says he will deliver, whether that's fire, damnation, or kingdom of heaven. Okay? And I stand 100% behind that, and I'll sit here again to be challenged on that and challenge their fucking lies. All right? See ya! Amazing. Amazing.